What is up, party people? All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Gonna change this up. Let me go change that screen for you. All right. So last night was interesting. Very, very interesting. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it a little more peaceful on this one. And again, Truth Army Soldiers, where I will let the cat out of the bag, so to speak. So nothing, no anger today. Gonna be nice, wonderful conversation, and we'll see where we go. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be so generous. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link out in the chat. See what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the bunker, just in case some of you guys are out there waiting. Which one is it? There it is. So the link is in the bunker. It will be in that area from now on. So you guys just know when you get the notification. Okay, so let me get the Discord closed. All right, so it was interesting to hang out on Riley's. It's kind of one of those things now where I'm realizing I'm happy I have that channel, because I'll use that channel when I want to be aggro about this topic, and just keep it mellow here, just so we're learning shit, right, so to speak. And how you doing? What's up, Chris? How you doing? And let me make it so they can hear you. My bad. All right, there you go.
Come on, man! Don't filter the truth.
All right, hang on 1 second. Let me get into the chat. Say what's up to everyone. What's up, GSP? What's up, Curd? I'm not gonna say his name. What's up, Grizz? What's up, Amy? How you doing? And that's pretty much Pip. How you doing? Hey, long time no see. What's up, Yarn? I think that's it for now. Oh, Militant Manny's in the house. That's what I call him now. He's just so angry from when the first time I saw him on the panel. It was crazy. How you been? How's training?
Good. Well, I told you last. I trained last Thursday. I'm only training once a week due to time limitations and family and stuff.
Oh yeah. And you realize it's gonna be, in the long run, it's gonna be better because you think about it a lot right now, huh? Like right. That's the main part. It's more the brain.
It's better that I'm not training a lot?
No. Well, I think the more you train, the better. But you can't say one. You're going once a week. It's not a waste. That's what I meant.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really overwhelming right now, because it's like, I've been watching YouTube videos. And every time you watch a video, it'll offer you a new one or whatever, or suggest.
Well, just remember, you gotta remember this: the more skill level you get, the more muscle memory those moves become. Because I'm sure, like, you'll see a submission and you can't figure out how to get to that submission, right?
Sure.
It's because your body's not used to that move. You don't know the setup yet. That's the main thing.
Because there's two aspects, right? One aspect is you're guarding someone else who's trying to submit you while you're trying to submit them. So right now it's really left brain, right brain. Like, you can only focus on one thing. So you can focus on guarding. No. You're not able to focus on. No, I'm saying starting out.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. My apologies. 100%. I know exactly. Yeah.
It's like
you're thinking one step. Yeah, you're thinking one step at a time. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, okay. So the first step is get him off of me.
Yeah.
Or how do I roll him or whatever? So I'm not thinking of.
Yeah. That's the progression of jiu-jitsu. That's the best part, because it is for you starting off, it is step, and then once you get more, then you'll combine 2 steps. And by the time you're a blue belt, you're combining. You have multiple setups, and you're combining everything. You know what I mean? You're starting to combine everything, and then.
Right.
Because like brown belt, like purple, brown, and right before black belt, they're all the same thing. It's just that their muscle memory becomes stronger, and they start combining those steps more. It's you'll see. Oh, you'll love it. Yeah, that comment meant just that it's not a waste of doing it once a week. Right. How you doing, Manny? How you doing, Crash?
Pinocchio.
What's up, Pip?
Hey, how goes it?
How you doing?
Hello.
How's my mic?
You're good. We hear you now. So,
my bad.
I was kind of wondering if you guys had happened to seen the stream from last night, though. Maybe you saw parts of it.
I was on it, and then it just kind of broke down.
Yeah, my signal shot down, and, and I was just so pissed off I didn't even try to log it back on.
I don't know. I think we had a conversation for like 45 minutes or something after you went off air.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, it was like just enough time to say everything I had to say. And I'm going to do that. I can't help it anymore. I have to start saying something. Kind of started off with Chris, but Chris isn't like Riley in that sense where he won't at some point start to kind of listen. He may not admit to listening, but he kind of gets his flaws in certain tests, and he'll do it again. So I give him that. That's why I don't like really hate you or anything.
So I had to go take the business when Riley jumped on Jose's this morning.
Yeah, and I left there too because I've called Riley out now, and he hasn't not once responded to it. And all he wants to do is get me in a spot where he can trigger me, and I'm not gonna let it happen. No more. But yeah, I told him I'm willing to put up my channel, and only I have a couple rules to it because I see how he rolls. We have to have a third party that is willing to be the one that actually reads the citations. So like say me and you're debating, Chris, we would have to have our citations in hand at the beginning of the debate to a speaking moderator who would then read the citations. That's still fair, right?
I think that's better than most of the debates right now.
Yeah, because I realize that I can read something, Chris can read something, Sleeping Warrior obviously can read something to appease his opinion. We can all find something in somewhere that kind of just explains a little bit instead of using the whole thing where it may push aside your actual thought of it.
That's exactly what Dan did to trigger you the other night with his salt and tea. Cherry picked one paragraph but didn't know anything from the other 11 pages.
Well, that was the thing. He actually set himself up for all that because again, he kept sharing the same one, and the same one kept getting shot down. And I hung out with, so it was me and Unpaid Chill and the Jose After Show. We were the last ones in there. And the second everyone left and it was just us three, he literally just started talking shit. Like, not to me or Unpaid Chill, just about other flat earthers and what was going on and why he was in the situation he was in with flat earth. And it was like, I'm going to tell everyone right now, he's not here for any kind of truth. He's here to push his Dan the Waterman.
Oh, I don't really know him.
Yeah, he's really bad. Like it's insanely bad. Like I remember when we were having conversations about refraction, and it kind of was cool because I was learning it as you were learning it as we were debating back and forth about it, and that's when I learned about the index for refraction and all this stuff, and I started hearing you talking, like, at least knowing what the fuck it was, and we were asking Dan what's the index of refraction of air, because he was talking about the observation test they did at Salton Sea, and he was just saying shit that didn't make sense. He was like, well, we would be at the height of 70 feet and we wouldn't do it on a day where we needed to account for refraction. And it's like, what? What are you saying right now?
When he said they sighted that laser by hand with no levels or anything.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah. Basically, Chris, what I'm doing on my other channel is and you have to admit it, man. I don't know if you want to or not. Manny, you as well. There are flat earth content creators, there are people that are on panels talking that are just full of shit. I mean, there's no way around it. Vice versa, there are Globers who they try their hearts out and they get nowhere. I get it. But do you see that on the flat earth side though?
Talking to me?
Yeah. Or either one of you or Manny.
Sorry, what's the question?
Basically, are you seeing the flat earth content that is crap, and do you say something in the back, in the back chats, because I know you're in the Skype and all that stuff, do you guys say something to each other? Do you think you should say, like, are you seeing it at all? Like, because especially with the different views, some of the flat earthers have to be wrong, right?
You're just saying, like, if someone puts out obviously bad content,
disingenuous, yeah.
I mean, I've said stuff. I know other people have. Like, there's the whole thing on the star, like videoing a star, and it looks like this weird geometric pattern shape that's moving. That
The
kind of
focus,
thing.
the focus
Out of
thing.
focus. Yeah. Okay, look, it's pretty clear. It's probably out of focus. Because I've seen them in focus. Now, listen, in focus they look weird as fuck too. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, I've taken pictures.
They don't look like pentagrams or whatever.
Yeah, it's hard to do. You definitely need a good stand and patience and understanding of how to take that shot.
So yeah, there's arguments on both sides that.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
People get wrong. Listen though, it's on both sides.
Yep.
It's hard to admit, even if you could be proven to be wrong, it's hard to admit it.
Yeah. I may not do it immediately, but I definitely see to all the times I'm wrong. I have to, because if I'm wrong, I can't keep running with it. If I'm wrong, I can't keep saying it.
Right.
And I do dick things sometimes. I went off on you a few times, and I apologize. But it happens. But as long as it's not me, so the way I see it is people do things, and they need to be called out on it sometimes and corrected. Both sides, 100% both sides. I know, because I got to get corrected a lot.
Yeah. And there's another one. Yeah, look, there's some annoying ones on the flatter side, like the whole, oh hey, the sun has an angle. There's like light rays to the sun that are behind that tree. Therefore, the sun's behind the tree. And it's like, no, man, that's stupid. It's perspective. That is perspective. People like Dean have proven that, and I've seen other people talk about it. But there's some flat earthers who just won't let it go. Like, oh, well, you think the sun's like 2 miles in the sky, like next to the clouds? That's obviously not right. It's perspective, it's refraction, or whatever the hell. And but those are the things that people just won't let go for some reason. And it's like, look, that's a little bitty thing. Like, let it go. Let's move on.
Yeah, it kind of like chemo. But that's here.
Well, look, the chemo thing, actually, even though I disagree with him, I've liked that conversation. It's been a new, interesting, and fun conversation in the flat Earth and Fall Earth community. Right?
If he's not in it.
I'm talking about the gas pressure, the whole gas pressure, is it pressurized or not. That you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Well, I know the argument. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't heard chemo.
I gave Spurs his non-government citations for that shit.
But see, that's the thing. We don't even need that to at this point. We don't need that to prove. And hear that, because I don't say that very often. We can prove that there's an atmospheric gradient at sea level to whatever altitude you want. 20 feet, there's a difference. And just that in itself, and I know you guys don't want to, but I mean, then if you don't want to involve gravity in it, then you don't want to understand the full scale of how it works. But if you did, what's the alternative, and how does the alternative work is what flat Earth would need. I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking flat Earth in general. That's the part that confuses me, because I did go down those avenues, and you're right, Chris. The atmospheric pressure is a very good conversation, because that actually was my first. How can this work? And it worked I used atmospheric pressure was gravity to me for probably about a month, and it worked all the way to Mount Everest. At Mount Everest, I can everything gravity can do. I can show you how atmospheric pressure can do it too. But at a certain point, it doesn't work. That's not gravity. The word, and that's the other thing. You guys gotta stop getting scared with the word gravity, because gravity is the same thing as dark matter, as far as you're concerned, at least. If you don't believe it's real, then gravity is just a placeholder. But we got to start talking about what it does.
Well, look, I don't think, maybe because I used to talk about it so much, but gravity to me it's gotten stale. But I don't think either side has gravity fully down.
Oh, hell no.
I don't think.
Oh, no.
I don't think even science
at all.
Scientific theories of gravity aren't fully.
Not even close.
Right.
See, so what?
And there's probably some things that the flat Earth side's missing.
Oh no. But Chris, that's the thing. So. We may only know, and this is just a spitball, 1% about what gravity is. That's it. We may know only one. It could be even less than that. But but the thing is we know what we do know to this point, and that kind of just it's kind of just odd when it's thrown out. Like, for instance, saying that Newtonian gravity is thrown out is insane, because we can go to any university and see it being taught. Orbital mechanics uses it. I've even now have a little bit of an understanding that general relativity, the curvature of space-time, it has to use it at some point. It does use gravity. It uses Newtonian gravity to explain that mass that's creating the space-time, the curvature in space-time. So it's too disingenuous to say that he threw it out. The word supersede. If you want to go to synonyms and what does everything mean, and this means the same thing, flat, level. Well, that's one word that Riley just decided he wasn't going to do that with, because if he would have realized it doesn't mean to throw out. There's not one citation on Earth that says general relativity, no more Newton, we can't use it. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it goes back to some simple definitions of the word supersede.
Just remember, if any theory of gravity that someone knows, and I use my atmospheric pressure that I was talking about, our tests are gonna be neck and neck until I get to Mount Everest, and then he's just gonna surpass me. But that doesn't mean that everything I tested and that was correct is wrong now. It just means it's all correct to here. So we can use that up until it doesn't work anymore. And that's how Newtonian works with general relativity, which has its holes in it. I mean, that's the thing. Science isn't telling us how things are. They're telling us what we observe and trying to explain it. That's as simple as it gets. If we were more qualified, we'd be doing the right thing. We're doing the first step. This is called the philosophical conversation. We're not doing science right now. We're doing, you ready? Pseudoscience. We're not doing anything. We're just having a conversation. That's the realization of what we're doing this second.
And science is constantly evolving to fill in blank holes or come up with alternate solutions to the same problem.
Mm-hmm. Well, also you got to remember that science is not anything, anyone. It's not anyone. Science is corrupt. Science can't be corrupt. Science is not Science is just what they're doing. Then they have the tools, scientific method. It's a tool to verify that Joe Schmo ain't lying out his ass. And that's reality right there. So, again, Chris, I've witnessed you doing tests. So you're definitely not like, you're definitely not like one of those flat earthers that are like, reasons, because I don't want to talk anymore. Bye. So I do appreciate that, at least, and I've said that a few dozen times. But seek and find guys like him. They just ask questions. They don't want to learn. They don't want to show anything. I'm just fucking around, seek and find. You want to come on, man? You come on. I'm over being bitter with you.
Oh, yay.
Well, he was all mad at me and shit for a long time because I wouldn't tell him like a different answer for what are the effects of gravity. You can ask me that as much as you want now. I know a lot more about gravity now, and I'll be entertained by answering those questions.
FYI, Grisbait smoked your price on a hat, by the way.
Who?
Grisbait in the chat.
Why? How much? What? I'm confused.
He's sending me a Stetson.
Oh. If I wanted you to have it, you would have had it.
I know. I'm just giving you shit because I thought it was a badass hat.
Oh, well, it is a badass hat, and that's why it's mine. You have no idea what that badass hat is capable of.
Can it transform and fly?
Make you feel like you are.
Sweet.
$1,000.
Jesus, that's 85% more than it was last night. Last night it was 175.
You're right. And the time before that, it was 200.
Yeah, it's got like better prices than gold at the moment.
Well, check this out. You need to grab it while it's hot. You're the one not grabbing it at the good numbers.
I sent you a message of what I was willing to do to get the hat.
I'll keep that message between us. Yes, I'll definitely keep that message between us. All right.
I'm sure it'll come up the next time I'm drunk on the stream.
Yeah, probably, most likely.
Hey, Shawn, before
What's up?
I don't know, just one quick question, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
can jump back to this. But in that video you sent, how did you sub that guy? Was that like an Americana?
Okay, yeah, it was
Key
it's called a key lock. It's a Kimura.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I I did actually went against that guy twice that day, and one was an armbar. So I was trying to remember which one I showed you. Yeah, it was a Kimura.
Did you win that whole tournament?
Yeah, I white belt. I won. I'd say about 80% of them.
Okay. So you were a white belt.
Yeah. I also cut a lot of weight, so I was a lot stronger than a lot of the guys I was going. If you go, I didn't realize my playlist is private. I'll make it so you can see it. But when I go against people, I was the bigger guy. You'll see it when I don't have a traditional takedown, so to speak. I flung people around. That's why.
How tall are you? Like 5'10"?
5'8".
5'8". Okay.
Yeah, because when
I weigh 180.
182 right now.
182. What were you in that video?
145. I cut to
145.
I was walking around 168, and I cut to 145. All those matches are 145. All the no-gis are 155.
Okay, I only saw one.
Yeah. I gotta unprivatize it, but after the stream, I'll do it, and then you'll be able to see him.
I told you can come bounce with me, Chris.
Well, that's the best.
Man, you're too tough for me.
That's the best part about jiu-jitsu. All fights end up on the ground.
Well, and the control
Mic check.
and its rules.
Yeah, we hear you.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. How you doing, sir?
What up?
Long time no talk, sir.
What's going on, man?
Just hanging out.
What I don't get is in some of those tournaments, are knee, I don't know what they even call it, knee bars or knee tweaks. Those are all illegal.
Heel hooks and knee bars
Yo, man,
are
what's
illegal.
going on, man?
Are illegal for white belts because you guys are too reckless. At blue belt and on, you can. No, that's literally what it is. They're so your knee and your heel and your Achilles is so delicate that it's a serious move. That's why they don't allow white belts to do it yet.
Well, there's that saying, the most dangerous belt is a white belt.
Yes, because you guys are reckless.
Because they're the most reckless. Well, no, it's true. And like, I'll get someone in a sub, even in just doing a drill, and I'm like, dude, you've got to tap, because I have it's really hard to tell if you're at 10% or 95%. It's really hard to know when that point is of you're either choking them out or you're tweaking their
job is to tap. If you're going against a white belt, you guys shouldn't be going hard on each other, or at the submission part. Once you get to the submission, you should be worrying about the technique more. But it gets to, if you're in a tournament, Chris, don't hold back, because they're not at all. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm just saying though, if you ever did an armbar in a tournament, is not the same thing as an armbar when you're training. That's your family. You know what I mean? That's your training partner. You're not going to try to break his arm. They don't care if they break your arm in a lot of these tournaments, and especially a white belt trying to get his blue belt. He'll break your fucking arm. I've popped my arm. I've torn ligaments. I can have almost all of them on video too. My shoulders are jacked up. Be prepared. Your joints are fucked. I don't care. You're gonna love jiu-jitsu and fuck up all your hand. Your hand's gonna be thrashed by the time you get old. And you're gonna love every bit of it.
My
From dude,
like travel in them.
if I showed you my fingers, it looks like crickly old fucking lady hands from grabbing the gis. Your hands never get tired after grabbing the gi after a whole training. Well, when you do tournaments,
I'm not doing gi.
Oh, you're doing no gi.
I'm doing only no gi.
Oh, you gotta do.
I don't have. There is a gi class, but it's once a week, and I don't have time to go to that one too. Plus, I have to pay for the gi and all that.
It's, put it this way: you did it exactly like I did it, because when I started, I was only no gi as well. In fact, I did 3/4 of my no gi time without any training. Remember, I told you I started with YouTube and all that stuff. I won every single one of those. I didn't even start losing until I actually started training, because then my technique became more important, and you know what I mean. So yeah, I'll show you those videos. You'll see them. But yeah, be prepared, dude. Your joints are screwed. There's no way around it. But what will happen is you'll get better in no gi. Then when you decide to go to gi, all you're doing is learning the grips, and you have the technique, and it's better. It's fun. Then you'll start throwing, because there's ways of taking down with no gi. When you start doing gi, you'll see. When you see the videos, you'll see what you'll end up starting to do when you switch over, because it's different. Once you know how to take someone down, and then you have an opportunity to have handles, oh, it's beautiful. I could play them, but I have to demonetize my shit. Maybe on another one.
I wouldn't mind doing it just for fun, but honestly, so there's a couple reasons I'm doing it. One is exercise. Two is I do want to learn a self-defense, and I don't feel, I might be wrong, I might be completely wrong, but I don't feel that gi is good for street.
No. It's better, because everyone wears a shirt. That gi is a shirt.
Yeah, but you don't have like long sleeve collars to grab.
Wait. Where do you?
Shorts and a t-shirt.
Okay, so you live in Texas. They wear flannels, don't they? I'm serious though. No, put it this way: any kind of like a t-shirt is a gi. All the gi is handles, and you'll look at. Trust me, if you start doing gi, I walk around right now and I just look at ways of choking people with whatever they're wearing. I'm telling you right now, a t-shirt, you'll learn a t-shirt is more effective than a gi, because the gi is just a uniform. But when you're talking about self-defense, everything that person's wearing is a weapon. That's why when they teach you gi, you can wear, the belts, white, blue belts and all that.
Right.
I can take my belt off and I can choke you with it if I want to. That's fully legal.
In a tournament?
100%. 100%.
Weird.
Why? It's literally part of your uniform. Why would that be wrong? Matter of fact, that's what happens. When they tie it tight, and you get it tight, that's so that it doesn't just come loose. It's fair. But if it comes loose during your match, yes, your opponent will choke the fuck out of you with your own belt.
Anything that somebody has on is a weapon.
I'll see. Okay, so here's a good thing. I actually have a channel that I love talking about this shit on, Chris, and I'm gonna start doing it again. It's called UFC shit. And I'm gonna probably start going live there, and then breaking down videos and all that kind of. It's fun, but I'll start showing all the videos there, because, like I said, it kind of conflicts with this one.
I can send you our videos. You can break them and tell me how terrible I am.
Who?
How do you have videos?
Boxing. I hate boxing.
No, my videos.
Your what?
Bouncing videos, bar fights.
I don't want to see no bar fights, watching dudes bounce their head off shit. Fuck that. That sounds bad. I was a bouncer for like a year and a half. You know what I did? I left because I got sick of watching people's fucking heads bounce off stages and shit.
Hey, it pays really good money.
Yeah. It also tears your conscious and your ethical side down to a whittle of nothing. Drunk people need babysitters. They don't need big people beating them up. Or maybe that's just what I say after beating them up so many times. I hated babysitting drunk people. It was the worst.
That is the biggest part of the damn job, though.
Mm-hmm. And you usually get in a fight because the person realizes you're babysitting them and they don't like it.
The smartest thing when we were teaching new people how to bounce, if you had one guy that was acting up and you didn't know how he came in with, you set him down at the corner of the bar and bought him a pitcher to see who all of his friends were.
But that was the thing. That's why I was saying to Chris, Jiu-jitsu is the best. I don't care what anybody challenge me. Jiu-jitsu is the best self-defense. Why? Anybody can have a puncher's chance. Almost nobody kicks. But a fight always ends up on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just the reality of it. And trust me, anybody who knows jiu-jitsu, if it hits the ground, you're going to see, you're going to be like, why the hell is this dude smiling? That's called home. Home.
That's why when we teach new kids how to bounce, we teach them to stay on their feet, because most of them don't know shit.
Just get fucking... Okay, I'm going to kill Maxwell in a second. Hang on. Don't, Maxwell, you do it, We're gonna have some serious. I'm gonna track you, and I know where you live. You've already said it like 1,000 times. But okay, let's get it back into
Hey,
it.
Sean,
Let's
I got something
hang on,
for
hang on.
you.
Let's get back into the topic of hand, Chris. I don't mind that. Thank you, because I actually really don't mind answering your questions. If you ask me more right now, I continue. But there's people on the panel and they all look like they have sad faces in the chat. So you can find, and, and maybe they don't want to hear about it this moment.
Hey, Sean, if you come at me with that little wimpy ass little blowhorn, I got a blowhorn that I'm gonna come at you with, and I'll post the link for you here.
Hey, this is your channel, man. You talk about what you want to talk
There it
about.
is. I posted it in YouTube chat.
Okay, I'll look at it when I get a chance.
It's only a couple minutes long.
Yeah. When I get a chance. Well, so have you come up with any new concepts or ideas of how things work there, Seek?
What do I need to come up with?
Just, I mean, I don't know if you asked a lot of questions. If you were just kind of seeking more knowledge on gravity and stuff like that, if you've come to any more conclusions, with your research and everything.
Are you ready to answer my question? Because
I can answer anything. Oh, wait, man, you've been gone. You've been gone for a while now. I'm a little bit more advanced. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but toot toot.
Yeah, I just had my daughter, so
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations, my friend. Damn.
Appreciate it. Yeah, she's about 6 weeks now, so.
Nice. Yeah, so you're you're tired.
Man, I'm getting no sleep nowadays.
First kid, or is it first?
No, I have a 3-year-old.
Okay. So you kind of knew what you were getting into.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's good. That's real good. Hey, what's up, Barney in the chat? Yeah. So anybody? What was your take on that, on the chemo atmosphere thing? See. What's up, Barney? How you doing, sir?
Yeah, I don't really agree with Spurs. I think there's definitely gas pressure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't agree.
As obvious as that should not have been an argument. He could have taken it somewhere else, but he kept it irrational. And
yeah, temperature definitely has a correlation with it, but
not the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's the end all be all when it comes to pressure, but that's just me.
Okay, but then in saying that, do you think that more flat earthers should be saying, "Hey, you're wrong, don't represent us," or explaining how he's wrong to him, rather than it just be this?
You do get some of that. Have you listened to him on the Oakley show?
No, I'm sorry. I refuse to listen. But okay, so it does happen. It's happening. Okay.
Yeah, everybody don't agree all the time, man.
Okay. It's just
not all ballers agree, right?
No, not at all. And I feel that's kind of what.
You gotta look at that foghorn.
I swear to God, Max, why are you trolling today?
I'm not. I just seen this horn. It's
you were doing that on Jose's as well. I was in the middle of a conversation with my buddies he can find.
Y'all good, man. What's up, everybody? Manny, what's up? Barney, Chris.
Like I said, hey, what's up? I like the conversation. I think where it went south was they kept it going too long, and Spurs wouldn't really concede to anything. I think that's where it went south.
It was kind of like the Isle of Man shit. Like, it just lasted so long. It's like, just shut the fuck up about it.
I forgot about that. Thanks.
Yeah, that was long. Yeah. I was like the longest. Oh my God.
Man, or isn't it? Oh. Is it Ireland or isn't it?
It's just sometimes.
Like, I have to be on. I'll be honest. There were some things that Spurs said that got me thinking. I never once said, "Oh, there's no gas pressure," but I thought, like, okay, well, what is he saying, and does it make sense, or how is it logical, or what is the quote unquote science behind it? And again, it made me think, but I never changed my opinion on that there is gas pressure.
Hello.
What's up, sir?
Is my mic working?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Yes, my mic works much better when I'm on mute.
Are you still on vacation?
Yes, I'm sitting on the beachfront right now.
Asshole. He does this on purpose.
So if my signal is not very good, that's because I'm on a Mediterranean island, just looking at the coast across the sea.
Island
awesome.
Name dropper. Jeez. I've heard a lot of people go to a lot of cool places, And a lot of people, explaining how they had fun. But I don't think this is the first time someone's actually called me from a deserted like an island in paradise.
It's not deserted.
Come on, man.
1,000 people living on the island.
That's desert. I got 1,000 people living on my block. And I'm serious. I got one of those continuous blocks of a neighborhood. It's weird.
What are we looking at? Just sharing their screen.
It's Barney. Yeah, you can see like.
I don't know if I can turn my camera around.
Is it nighttime?
But
yeah,
it's nighttime. It's what is it? It's 9 p.m.
No, it's 12 in the afternoon here.
Yeah, it's 9 p.m. I don't know if anything can be seen, but there's the other coast.
I see a city line.
So the sun's up under your ass right now, huh, Barney?
No, this Earth doesn't rotate north south in that direction.
Okay.
That's the Croatian coast in the distance.
How far is that?
I don't know, probably 15 kilometers.
Oh. Cool.
Something like that.
Who's Googling away?
10 to 15. Yeah, I hopped on Shawn.
Yeah.
If you ever wanna pit your martial arts against my martial arts, I'm game as long as we can start 100 feet apart.
Wait. What is it?
Kudo.
Nope, I'm good. I didn't say. Okay, put it this way.
What does that mean? He's gonna run at you or something?
No, he will control everything. He controls the space, basically. My martial art.
Kudo is Japanese traditional archery.
Yeah. And my martial art means I need you to be up against me. His martial art is I'm not gonna let you get to me.
The best fight is one in which doesn't happen.
Exactly. Well, trust me. Train, because then you'll be so damn tired. Your last thing in the world you want to do is fight somebody. Yeah. I got challenged by my brother. He does Krav Maga, and that's like all that crazy shit.
Krav Maga?
Yeah.
Krav Maga, my understanding is it's more like literally, if you attack me, I'm gonna poke your eyes and kick you in the nuts.
But it sounds like chaos. It sounds like chaos, but they know.
It's a bar fight, but it's the professional bar fight.
Yeah. It's everything they do is on purpose. In a bar fight, you do whatever. Krav Maga, you do everything you see them doing. All those gouges, they know where to do that gouge. They know They know what they need to do. Basically, their job is to engage, stop engaging, and be gone. It's not about a fight with them.
Incapacitate.
No. They do not. No, that means you gotta make sure their only thing they want to do is make contact, put you down, keep going. It's not a fight technique. It's a I forget what you would consider it, but it's not the same thing. Where jiu-jitsu, I want you to be there. We're gonna be sitting in a spot for a second. At boxing, you want to be moving. Where it's a see ya, push you down, be out the way. It's like a bodyguard. It's excellent for bodyguards because it's take the threat down and get back to who you're protecting.
The art of dishonest fighting towards some goal.
Yeah, anything goes. You got to remember that too.
What's the latest ball versus flat discussion these days?
I think we're recovering from chemo right now, but I like I said, I put my channel. I'm putting my channel up. I would like to put my channel up against Riley with the whole gravity thing and all that we were discussing. Not to mention a few other aspects that I feel comfortable talking about, but more importantly, it's, in my opinion, it's a structure of the debate that will show a lot. I want to show the super dishonest now. That it's not.
So you think so what's the story here? You think Riley's being dishonest about his argument?
Oh, absolutely.
His argument?
First of all, he doesn't. Well, here's how it works. He doesn't believe in gravity, right?
Right.
How can he then
the quote unquote pseudo force known as gravity? Yeah.
So then, how does he? And it's fictitious. How does he then argue It's not a force with general relativity, space-time.
Well, general relativity is the thing that says it's not a force.
Yeah, you're right. You're correct, but it's gravity still. And it just doesn't.
You're saying whether it's a force or not, the effect. In other words, the movement of two bodies is the same thing.
Okay, well, let me clarify, because I actually clarified. I made sure I clarified it to him, because what he was trying to do. He was trying to make it so as if I said general relativity is not correct, Newton is, whereas I tried to explain him over and over again at my understanding of how gravity works. Any situation that I would use gravity or apply gravity to something, I would use Newtonian, because I don't have enough of an understanding of how general relativity in space-time works. And that's also how I know Einstein didn't throw Newton out, because I can show you a lot of things that I can put these steps and apply these equations to that would show that it's a force. Fictitious.
Well, it's nice that you admit that you don't know something.
That's it's the reality of it. It's like general relativity. I know a lot. Do I know enough to argue that it's not a force? I don't even know if I have an argument to show it's not.
But are you cool with just believing what they tell you then goes on in the sky?
With general relativity? Or
just what's going on basically out there in the cosmos.
If they can give me a better understanding and help me explain it, yeah, then why not? Someone's got to help. Can't do it all ourselves. I didn't get to where I am right now just by myself. I had a lot of cool people that were willing to talk and help me understand things. And that's just the same thing science does. It's accumulation of people that helping, because we all can't do it ourselves.
All right, so I'd like to ask you, when you were a flat earther, right?
Mm-hmm.
You came to the reality, or at least you thought you came
My
to the reality that you weren't spinning, right?
Weren't spinning?
But that you weren't spinning. When you thought the earth was flat, you came to that realization, right?
Yes and no. I honestly, I didn't look up. My field was construction, grading. Didn't understand stars, constellations, so I didn't care. I never thought there was a dome, so I was never looking for that kind of evidence. Once it got to a certain point, there was a certain point where I went, why can't flat Earth be rotating? Why can't it have it's a spin itself? I mean, there's no real reason not to.
Why would you think that you're rotating in the first place?
That was when I started looking up. I had to have a reason for why things were observed the way they were, and it made more logical sense for me, at least, to think that this is what I'm talking about when I was a flat earther. If the stars are moving as they're saying, then why can't flat Earth be rotating? Then it came to the point where why would it be rotating? How come every observation doesn't work with a flat Earth rotating? There's just little things that you can't put together. You can't form a system with that confused me. But when I looked on the other side, those things matched up. They worked. One end works with the other end.
So if you didn't look at the sky, right, you would never think that you were rotating, right?
You wouldn't have a way to have that reference point. It would make no difference.
Sure you would.
If you never looked up above your horizon into the sky at night, especially, no, you wouldn't notice it. Your brain wouldn't register to think even about it.
Well, you're assuming that the atmosphere is doing the same clip as the Earth.
Yeah, it's in there.
Exactly. Right. That's amazing, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a dynamic system, but it's a system. Right? But it's atheist? Yeah. But it's a system. Okay. That's the important thing. The fact that point A to point B through point Z, they all correlate. They all do work together, and then that would have to be explained, because if they all work together, to say they don't work is how.
Well, that's just something, as far as in my mind,
okay,
that I struggle with is, just believing that the atmosphere which its density is way less than the Earth's. It's doing the same clip exactly as it. So my question would be, right, how high do I have to rise in elevation before I can start seeing the Earth spin, up under my feet?
Well, hang on. The density of the atmosphere compared to the density of the Earth are the only the only thing that would matter would be their masses, the mass of, and that because the Earth scale is so large, that's why we have that. That's why we have a pressure gradient. That's why the atmosphere does stay here. Yeah,
I know you believe gravity.
No. It's not about staying. Okay, we don't have to say. Okay, fine. We don't have to say that's how it works, but we have to say that's what we observe. Do you observe the wind? Not. Do you feel do you observe the atmosphere hitting you at 1,000 miles an hour? So we know. Okay, so then we know the atmosphere and the Earth are together. Now, when we put that in,
I'm just saying, how do you know that? Because if you spin anything,
I just asked you.
You spin anything, and you spin anything right above that, that's vastly different densities. Like they're not going to spin at the same clip. I mean, you guys' argument is that it's been spinning for billions and billions of years, so it caught up with it.
Well, I don't know that. This is what I'm talking about. When I was a flat earther, they don't.
So
If we got to remember, stars are moving. For instance, saying. Then the Big Bang, why can't flat Earth be rotating? Proven. Then it came to the point where it's a theory. Why would it be rotating? Observe. It's how come we're trying to every observation doesn't work with a flat Earth rotating. You're right. There's just little things that you can't put together. You can't form a philosophy system. That damn it, confused me. We are speaking. On the other side. We're not. Those things matched up. They work basically. But at the same time, this is good. We need to talk about. This is where science starts.
You would never think
again. It'd be like saying when you're okay. I will. If you're driving you're driving that reference point. When you're driving down the road. If you got a passenger who's never down the road above your horizon, they've never into the sky. Lucky for them, they've never been on a especially 500 mile stretch. You wouldn't notice it. You wouldn't turn. Your brain would do anything but go straight. To think, sure you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about.
That the atmosphere is doing the same.
Or you're going to see mirages and things off in the distance that passenger will never have seen.
That's amazing.
And they're going to ask you, what is that? I mean, it looks like that. It's a dynamic system. But it's a system. But it's yeah. So you're going to know when that refraction. That's important. That's important. Literally, everyone can't do it themselves. Point A. So to say point B through just believe. Is to say they all correlate. They all do work together. Everything, and then even your flat Earth that would have to be explained. Question: if they all work together, thought about to say they don't. Opinion of my answer. How all of those things are.
Well, that's just something
don't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. I struggle with is, just believing that the atmosphere.
So if the Earth
its density is way
maintained with
less
the Earth,
than
and right now we don't experience those 1,000
So my
miles per hour
question would
wind.
be,
We kind of experience things
how high do I have to
what would that
rise
look like
in
if the Earth wasn't spinning? Because
before I
speed
can
would be the
start seeing
same.
the
So how
Earth?
can we say it's the same speed?
If we weren't spinning, then certain constellations and celestial stars, the atmosphere compared to the density of the Earth are the only thing that would matter would be their masses, the mass of, and that because the Earth scale is so large, that's why we have that. That's why we have a pressure gradient. That's why the atmosphere does stay here.
I know you believe gravity.
No. It's not about staying. Okay, we don't have to say. Okay, fine. We don't have to say that's how it works, but we got to say that's what we observe. Do you observe the wind? Not. Do you feel do you observe the atmosphere hitting you at 1,000 miles an hour? It'd be not spinning.
So it would be the same.
Okay, stationary. So then we know the atmosphere and the Earth are together.
There wouldn't be jet streams.
Now, when we put that in, jet streams, Coriolis.
Because if you spin anything,
I just asked you. The rotation, and Coriolis.
Like they're not going to spin at the same clip. I mean, you guys is.
Well, it's only high low pressure.
No. It's 100%. Look, so where you have when we have pressure weather systems, high and low systems, those are in areas. Those aren't. That's not the same thing as a jet stream.
Why would the spin affect the jet streams more than any place else on Earth?
Have you seen the jet stream? You know what jet stream? Like it falls.
It's really high.
Mm-hmm.
It's laid out kind of in lines, right? Like circular lines with the AE map. Yeah. But my point is why aren't there jet streams lower or at different spots?
There is.
Why is it just that specific area?
There is. It's just that's the main one. That's the large one. That is one that is always there. and it moves, it twists, it moves
There's
throughout
jet
the air.
streams high because that's where the less resistance is.
Yeah, they're all over Earth. The main one, there is one big one, and I'm sure I'm gonna pull it up right now. But more importantly, it's pull it up real quick. There are a lot of these jet streams.
All this
I
stuff
love
can be
how y'all explain it.
all this stuff can be explained by fluid dynamics.
I love how y'all explain it like it's a snow globe, like it's encapsulated.
No, it's
Like-
not encapsulated at all.
Right.
Yeah, y'all do.
But
Y'all love to do that.
again, but are you taking gravity out? Because if you're taking gravity completely out, then it sounds exactly like what you're saying. But we're not.
We could talk about. I got the same question, Sean.
I don't know.
Gravity. What's you
Okay,
believe in
but
gravity?
again-
what's it doing to water, man?
but when
what's
we're-
it doing to a still
Okay.
body of water?
I'll explain that. But remember, when we're looking at these images, we're not looking at these images as if gravity doesn't exist. So when we're explaining these things, you have to understand that the pressure gradient, the jet stream, all these things, gravity plays in because it works.
Other gradients, though. There's not just a pressure gradient as you rise in elevation. There's a temperature gradient and there's a
Okay.
voltage, gradient.
Then
as
you would
rise in elevation.
Then you would have
Other
to
gradients.
explain the stratosphere,
What do I have to explain about?
because you just said that is a pressure gradient and also a temperature. But at the stratosphere, the next atmosphere above our troposphere, it actually, from the lower you get to the higher, it actually gets hotter.
And you've been up there to confirm this. I mean, how do you know?
Because enough people have.
Okay.
The same
Well, let's say
way,
it did. What's the point?
then therefore the temperature, the gradient and the temperature correlation doesn't work.
So when's
Well,
it start
it's
getting hotter?
not true because
At the
I gotta
stratosphere?
explain, because at that point, the gas molecules have already cooled off and become more dense and have started falling back to Earth. Most of them, some go up higher, but so in other words, that once you get to that stratosphere level, there's literally basically no gas particles to be reheated.
Says the stratosphere is the second major layer of the Earth's atmosphere, just above the troposphere and below the mesosphere. Stratosphere is a stratified or layered in temperature, with warmer layers higher and cooler layers closer to the Earth. This increases temperature with the altitude and a result of an absorption of the sun's ultraviolet radiation by the ozone layer, which is basically, that's the barrier right there. The stratosphere in the mesosphere or the troposphere is that barrier.
So what is there? There's still plenty of gases up there.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
ozone layers.
Hmm?
There's plenty of gases.
The ozone layer. The ozone layer is a combination of gas. I guess it's like an O3 or something like that. I think it is, or O3 kills
The
it.
most
One of the two.
interesting atmospheric area is the ionosphere because it does crazy things.
Okay, so
Right.
hang on. Let's stick to.
But how
Hang on. I want
close
to
is
stay to the
the
topic.
ozone
Yeah,
layer,
yeah.
To
where-
space.
Okay, well, if we're talking about the elevations of where they're at, so can you see my screen? There you go. So you see on the right, actually, I can go do this. See the red? That's where we are. That yellow, that's the stratosphere. The next one is the mesosphere, I think.
Wait, what's green? You skipped one.
No, no, I didn't. Okay, hang on. Let me get to it. All right, there you go. Better. So we're in the red, the troposphere. That's where we live. The stratosphere, and that's at 50 to 60 kilometers. Then the mesosphere. Then it's the thermosphere. Then the exosphere. I think this one is the same thing as the mesosphere, or damn it. The fuck did he say? Hang on, let me go back. Just killed the crap out of that one. No. There was one. It's two names, and I fucking just butchered the crap out of it.
Troposphere.
Yeah, the troposphere, mesosphere, and yeah. Okay, so I just said it wrong right away. Never mind, my bad. But yeah. So just in that little area, the yellow, the temperature
You're
between
leaving out
the
the most important sphere is the ionosphere. Sean.
yeah, because I'm not talking about all that shit right now. Fucking
Yeah, but that's where all the
yeah,
magic
I get
happens.
that. I get that you're trolling and you want to do the name, the changing of the conversation, but we're kind of doing something right now.
Hey, go back to the graph. Like
yeah.
according to now, I'm not saying this is to scale or perfect, but you see that light blue, how it dissipates by the mesosphere.
Yeah.
Like pretty much above that green, the start of the green, there's almost no atmosphere left. So that's where the cold layer. That's where the cold layer still is.
You're right. But where the ozone layer is between the troposphere and the stratosphere. I just remembered that because they are going to be spraying into the stratosphere or over the ozone layer.
No, that's conspiracy theory.
Oh, really? Because I can show you Harvard University, their whole field test that they're about to start doing.
So what? Why would they do that?
Because it will block out the UV, the ultraviolet rays that are heating up and being trapped here. I don't listen to Joe Rogan. He's not a scientist either.
Well, he interviewed a scientist.
Oh, okay. I can show you multiple scientists that are talking about it and talking about the feasibility of it. Would you like to? I can show you right now.
No, I'm just trying, Sean.
I know. I think we've even talked about this before, but but it's the fact that again, like you're saying, so you can find. I haven't been there, but you know, same way, Max has never been to the ionosphere. You've never been there either. But what if we want to understand it or get to or learn about it? We would have to start somewhere, and that's what science does.
Yeah, the ionosphere is probably the most interesting of all of them.
Okay, it says ozone layer. It says the the mechanisms describing the form of the ozone layer are described by the blah blah blah. Yeah, so it says it absorbs a high energy sunlight in the UVC region, a wavelength shorter than 240 nanometers. Trying to see. Yeah, okay, so what happens is the CO2, and this is kind of what they're saying is the issue. So when the oxygen molecules and the CO2 molecules interact with the ozone layer, it forms an O3, which is actually, I think, is bad. I think that's the heavy one. I think that's the one that puts holes. If I'm not, I'd have to look into it more. It's been a while. But again,
so we're encapsulated in all this gas.
Yeah, and but that's the thing. See how? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All spinning together at the same clip. That's hard for me to believe.
Well, why? I mean, you go outside and see it. Again, you say don't look up, but then I could say don't look down.
Because to have this frictionless motion, like y'all say, is going on.
Well, it is because
it would need to exist in something like a vacuum.
Well, hang on. Remember,
and I just don't. Yeah,
you mean don't believe.
Okay,
but a container for a vacuum and for the gas pressure.
Okay, here's the problem with what you're saying now, because does container mean the same thing all the time?
So do you believe that it's ever expanding?
The universe? You're that's kind of a non-sec. Like you just jumped from we're talking about Earth to the universe.
They got rid of the container.
Okay, so then we don't need okay, do you want to talk? Do you want to talk about the container or do you want to talk about universe? Because there's two different things.
Go ahead,
I don't know. I'm asking. I don't care which way. I'm just asking.
How do you have gas pressure without the container?
Okay, so when you say container, does contain mean the same thing?
I mean, like I said, y'all like to explain stuff.
Yeah, I am.
Like we are contained.
I am. It's okay. So
what's the container? So
if we're saying something is contained.
What is it? Is it gravity? Is it the Kármán line? Like,
absolutely. No, the Kármán line is a line where planes no longer fly. But
what do you believe though?
It's not about belief. It's about what do I understand? I can tell you what I understand. I understand that basically ask your question again because I just brain farted it.
I mean, first of all, we definitely talking about beliefs here.
Well,
y'all have beliefs.
Okay. Okay. So I have a good idea. Do you know how to cook?
Huh?
Do you know how to cook?
Yeah, I know how to cook.
You know how to cook a cake?
Bake a cake?
Yeah. What? See? Yeah. Perfect. This is gonna be great. So obviously you do, right? Right? What are you talking about? Hang on. Yeah. Okay. So you can find you know how to cook a cake. I believe I know how to cook a cake, but I never have. So there's a difference. See how that worked? I don't believe.
You know you're spinning.
Huh?
You know you're spinning, right? You know you're spinning.
I understand. Yes, I do. I know we are. And
How do you know?
by the evidence
you
that
know?
I understand.
Okay, but we
So-
can say the same thing, right? Like I know I'm not spinning by the evidence that I understand.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, because that's exactly
now
what.
we're at a
That,
stalemate.
no, we're
Give us-
not. That's science.
Oh, that's-
That's so far so good. We have not done anything wrong. So here's perfect. You ready? So
we both
I
made
say
claims about
no. Yeah, exactly. I said my observation. My observation and my hypothesis is that I see stars move above our heads, or I see what appears to be above our heads, but the
No,
celestial.
you just said it. Stars. You see stars move.
Are
above your head.
you
You just-
trying to pin me to something, or can I?
I'm just saying, you just said it.
I misspeak a lot, so I'm going to correct myself. Thank you. When I observe everything, I observe different celestial stars throughout the year. It would give me the impression that we're seeing different stars because of our rotation plus our orbit around the sun. So that's my hypothesis. That's what I observe. You may observe something different. We can then put our observations, our study, our research together and see where they match up, and then wherever they don't match up again, then we both need to go do more observations. When we get back with those observations and research, then we didn't realize which one of us was wrong, because no matter what, one of us are wrong if we have two different ideas of how something works.
Well, I must be in like some parallel universe or something.
Maybe. We don't know.
Like,
the universe is
I'm not seeing
the
it.
universe
I'm not
is
seeing it.
insanely large, and we know almost nothing about it. It's insane.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
God is amazing, you know.
Your God, if that's how you feel, that's awesome, man.
Whoever created the creation.
My parents created me, so bless them. I think religion is if that's your thing, that's your thing. It's not mine, so I have to obviously have a different idea of.
There's a lot of amazing shit going on, especially like how y'all explain, like frictionless motion. That's
That's amazing to you.
To me, there's intelligence.
That's amazing. Hang on, so you can find man.
Both
I know you just.
models.
I know you just had a kid. I know you just had a kid, but you got to get a life, man. If that's amazing to you, if that's amazing, get a life. And I say that with all due respect.
The way we even have communication is amazing. Everything.
100%.
Your eyeball is amazing.
Mm-hmm. But guess what?
Yeah, the way.
But they're not perfect. But they're not.
Fail to understand.
Yeah, they're not perfect, which is why people need glasses.
I don't need glasses.
You don't need glasses, but I'm pretty sure someone. I'm pretty sure. I bet you money. There's someone on this panel who needs glasses, which means their senses are not.
I need glasses.
Somebody needs glasses. There's no God because somebody needs glasses.
I can't see
I said
shit
that?
close up.
You've been hanging out with. You've been hanging out with.
glasses.
Hey, you've been hanging out with Mind of God too much.
I got what the doctors told me. I got old man eyes.
So yeah, so you can find. I didn't say. I definitely didn't correlate anything to do with your eyes and God. I correlated the fact that our eyes are not 100% perfect, and that's why we need glasses, along with the other multiple tools that we use to observe correctly, accurately.
Shawn,
Yes, sir.
you know what a camera, what be it a still camera, video camera is based on?
Say a tripod, or are you telling me the technology?
No. The technology, like the design of a camera. You know what they designed it from?
No, not really.
The eyeball.
Yeah, because it would be what we want to take an image of what we're observing. So I can see how that works.
So
Huh?
Unintelligent.
I don't know what
species evolves a piece of technology in their head.
Why not? Wait. Okay, I see what you did. Okay, yeah. Okay. The human eye
That's pretty amazing.
Isn't a technology though. It's actually evolved.
It's good enough to base the camera off of.
Wait.
I don't know.
Wait. You understand that like glasses that you wear on your eyes are built to simulate good vision. You're not seeing an alternate world. It's just.
We're just saying a pair of eyes that see with a retina.
The technology of photography is completely and utterly unrelated to the physiology of the eye. They work in apart from having a lens at the front to focus the image, they work in completely and utterly different ways.
Well, they have many of the same concepts. I'm saying. I'm not saying that all the parts in an eye are all the parts in a camera, but the concept is many.
Yeah, Alan, would you say when they invented a camera, developed the camera, wherever the technology that we are today, it is to depict the best.
You tried to use the technology of the if you used the physiology of the eye to develop a camera.
Oh no,
it would be the worst camera ever.
Yeah, I didn't mean it like that.
They did. That's how the camera.
No. What they did, I see. Okay, I see exactly. Chris, he's depicting it as if they made the camera with the retina and the way the focal points in your eyes and the receptors work. It doesn't work that way. When I said it and I agreed, I thought you meant more of that. It was built and developed to work with your eyes the same way glasses are built and developed to give you better vision. A camera would be developed to make your eyes and your perception, zoom in better or blah blah blah. You know what I mean? It's a tool. It's still.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
The camera as we know it today developed from a thing called the camera obscura, which was basically a large room, a smallish room with a small hole in one wall.
That's a glory hole, my friend. Everyone was thinking it.
I disagree with everybody. Just to disagree.
No, you're not, Max. It's annoying. So stop.
Smaller than let's just say you wouldn't want to be able to use the aperture in a camera obscura, because it would be a little. You would be a little disappointed. And basically, it acts as a pinhole lens, and is used to project an image project an image onto the opposite wall that an artist could then use to draw around. They were the first.
Like a laser pointer
into a box that you could draw in.
You're getting into the weeds a bit too much. I think you're missing the point. I mean, the eyeball can see supposedly a trillion light years away, right?
What the? No, whoa. The stars are bright enough that our eyes see the brightness of that star, but our eyes do not see a trillion miles away.
Actually, I can see the stars starting to come out. I can actually see the stars starting to appear in the sky outside at the moment.
But that's
which is great.
Hang on, Max, hang on. That is But Alan, what you're seeing is the stars, the light that is coming from those stars hitting your eyes.
Yeah, exactly. You're seeing the photons that are in front of your eyes within your field of vision. You're not seeing trillions of miles away.
Yeah, you are. That light.
No, you're not. Those photons are traveling to you.
No, yeah. Right. So that's why, especially in general relativity, it explains it this way. You're literally seeing the sun, and it was great. I don't remember whose argument it was, but it was great when Ali B tried to say it, but he couldn't get it out. The fact that the sun's light rays are actually 8 seconds. He was like trying to explain it how we don't see the sun, but in reality, what he was saying is because it takes 8 seconds or 8 minutes. I'm sorry, is it 8 minutes? Damn, 8 minutes. What?
Yeah, 8 minutes.
It's 8 minutes. Okay, so because it takes that 8 minutes, that we are seeing the apparent sun, whereas in the real sun is in the past. But it makes sense. It's how it works. That's how I came to the conclusion.
Okay, so y'all, long story short, y'all disagree with Chris when he says they got the idea from my eyeball. Y'all disagree with that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely disagree with that.
Because I can go to a diagram that breaks a camera down, and we can go to an eye, like some site that breaks down the eyeball, and you're not going to see the same thing. You're not going to see the same. You're not going to see parts that would assimilate the human eye in each way.
That's not what I said.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was saying that That's how it
I
works.
agree. You wouldn't. Like, you wouldn't break down a camera and see all the parts of an eye. Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
not an AI, but you wouldn't see parts that replicated what the eye does.
Some of them, yeah, they do.
I think the eye is too complex in that
The
sense.
lens,
Plus,
there's the lens. There's
no,
things that regulate light and color spectrums.
no. I meant to show that it depicted the eye. Like you're saying, it depicts the eye when they built it. Like if you break down an eye, a camera's gonna have basically the same.
Looks like it's got a pupil right down the middle of it.
Oh, that whole looks like thing is really.
Anyway, yeah. So what, man? Let's
Yeah,
move
the
on.
eyeball. What's that? When the eyeball opens up to when it's dark and it shorts.
Yeah, the retina.
The retina, yeah. So that's the same on a camera. It's allowing light in. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's more or less. See, so look, I mean, again, I'm not saying it's 1-to-1, but there's a lot of the engineering of a camera came from the design of the eye.
You know what, Alan? I'm sorry. I'm going to say yes or no. I'm going to agree with Chris too. The way the shutter does work, allowing light.
Similarities.
But guess what?
The eye has no shutter.
It's a video camera.
Wait, don't your retinas do?
Eyelid.
Yeah, no. What do your retinas do when the light hits them? What do? When light comes and light goes? They get bigger and smaller. It's the same way aperture works.
Right.
Yeah, and you can change whether it gets bigger or smaller by induced chemicals into your bloodstream. So.
God damn it.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like y'all just disagreeing just to disagree.
No, well, don't listen to Max, because right now he's fucking trolling.
No, seriously though. There's only two similarities, and that's the lens that they can do lasers. They can reshape the lens with lasers, so you can get your vision back. And then there's the pupil that
it's called laser
opens
correctness.
and closes to accept light.
Yeah,
that's the only two similarities.
That's fucking gross.
What are the two similarities again?
The outer lens and the pupil that lets in light.
Yeah, that controls the
diaphragm to control the amount of light.
And he just said, about the aperture or like the shutter speed, like blinking or whatever. But anyway,
no. There is the eye has no equivalence for the shutter at all.
So this shows 3. I'm on an article here, or it's a physics.bu.edu. It's got 3 bullets. 2 of them are what you mentioned. The third is a method of sensing the image. In a camera, film is used to record the image in the eye. The image is focused on the retina, and a system of rods and cones in the front end. Blah 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 blah. Convert the image.
I got a good link right here. It says comparing a human eye to a camera. Maybe a little bit more suitable for what we're looking for. It says the shutter is a camera can be compared to the iris of the eye. It controls how much. Okay, that's the iris. That's what we're looking for.
That's wrong, because that's the aperture in the camera, not the shutter.
I think it's both.
The shutter controls exposure time, which
what is exposure?
Well then, okay, because if that's the case, the shutter would be like your eyelids.
No, because the eyelid is actually like the lens cap.
Oh, okay, yeah, it makes more sense.
If you're going to compare eyes to cameras, you should compare it to a video camera and not a snapshot camera.
Why? We take snapshots.
Because no, we're we're constantly feeding a stream of video into our brain.
I always thought they considered it more of like
Look
snapshots.
At that last one. That's insane. Look at that last bullet. That's nuts.
If human eye were a camera, it would be 576 megapixels. As yet, the highest megapixel camera would be. See, but that's the thing. We don't see you don't see in megapixel.
I need to put my reading glasses back on so I can see my screen. Because my eyes are a bit fucked these days.
But look, actually, we're talking about a piece of technology that
bottom one is completely incorrect anyway, because
this guy. What are you?
Look. I can always go to. Hang on, stop. I can always go to another site to compare it to. Chris, relax. See, that's the thing. You guys have look. Both you guys have different hypotheses and theories about how it works. So guess what? Now we're going to check them. You're okay. It's okay, Chris.
Okay, how many sites and sources do we need for proof here?
A lot, until it's empirical.
Yep.
Why can't I just point my camera at what I'm seeing and record that? It is seemingly simple question. It also one of the most complicated to answer. This requires evolving into not only how cameras record light, but also how and why our eyes work the way they do. Tackling such questions can reveal surprising insights about our everyday perception of the world, in addition to making one a better photographer. So I mean, right there in itself, it's said that we have problems with just our eyes.
I mean, our eyes are actually really crap.
Oh, they're really crap compared to. No. They're crap compared to.
Really crap. Compared to most modern
animals
cameras.
In animals.
If they're so crap, Alan, how come we can see 4K and 8K so
we actually really can't. You think you can?
Yeah, our eyes only work well in a very narrow spot right in the middle, and we have to keep, and our eyeballs actually have to keep scanning across it.
And that's why I was saying that, Maxwell. When I was saying we take pictures, not video.
Build a wider view.
Yeah, we track like your eyes don't. It's not a continuous like you think it is. It literally takes in bits of lights, like that. It's weird. I thought it was crazy.
Tell us about perspective, then, Shawn. Tell us about
that. We're talking about it right now.
I actually have a lovely video coming out later this week on perspective.
I got a question.
Yeah. What's up?
Don't want to hear my question?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, so say I'm like observing water over a distance, right? And there's clouds. There's clouds seem to touch the water, right?
At the
That's
horizon,
not really
right?
happening, right?
At the horizon? No, it appears. That was really
the
good.
Clouds seem to be touching the water. Right. That's a function of perspective, right?
Yeah.
It's a function of both.
Well, it's not both. It's perspective.
The clouds aren't really touching the water.
No,
right?
they appear to.
No, but they appear to be.
That's your perception. And that's again
just because of the way your eye works, right?
But that's it. So you can find that
you can get the same perspective on a flat plane.
Yeah,
so
no, you can't. Actually,
no, you can't.
No, you can't. No, you can't. And I'm about to. Okay.
That's the way your eye works. Shawn.
No. Okay.
In other
Again,
words,
let me make this.
Hold on.
Okay.
When I see those clouds on the horizon, right, there's clouds behind that, miles behind that. I just can't see them. It's just because of the limitations of my eyes.
Okay, so then are you saying
I see those clouds on the horizon?
Then why don't those clouds on the?
It's because they're behind the horizon.
What?
Yeah.
What did you say, Alan?
I said no. It's because they're behind the horizon. They're behind.
If you lived on a flat Earth, you would just see forever.
No, you wouldn't.
Why not? Why would you? Why would you? Why would they? Hang on, I'll get.
Because everything would blend together.
My time lapse.
At the end of your vision, everything would blend
I'll
together
show you.
due to perspective, and it would look like it's all.
Wait. Let me hang on. Let me get some. Hang on. So you can find. So everything you say that you never have to clarify or realize if you said it wrong or right.
I'm just trying to get an agreement. So
No, you're trying to do something again, and that's the funny part. Because if you don't understand something and you want to say, "Oh, well, you said this, and now you can't change it," you don't have the authority to say that. Can't do that at all.
On the backtrack.
It's not a backtrack.
Defensive.
Yeah, I don't understand what you're doing right now because no one. First of all, if we weren't even arguing with you, we were explaining that it's perspective, and then when we try to explain to you that perspective does not mean your eyes are great, it only means you're looking. You did start getting defensive, and it's kind of odd. If you're confident in what you know, you don't have to get defensive about it.
So Sean, I got a question for you.
Me being able to record multiple sunsets with my drone from the same location. It doesn't. Nothing about perspective works on that observation.
Perspective is literally just a term for us seeing, observing. It now doesn't mean it's correct. Doesn't mean it's gonna give you the exact and accurate functions you need to perceive what you're seeing, which is why we need binoculars, survey equipment, regular glasses. Like literally, your perception is not the trust all. It's good enough, but if you're trying to see something in detail with great accuracy, you're probably going to get a tool that will help you in that process.
If somebody came into my shop and tried to build an engine by hand, I would shoot them before I fired them.
That doesn't even make sense to the argument.
Can you see the difference between 30 thousandths of an inch?
Yes, but that wasn't part of the argument. You got to say that part too.
With a micrometer.
Exactly.
But you got to say that part before you say the what do you call it? The punchline. You said the punchline first.
Well, I'm not the most soulful person. Goddammit.
I noticed. Yeah, but it's our eyes are not as good as a camera. If they were, you would be able to do what a camera is able to do, but we can't. And that's just the real crux of it. Chris, our eyes can't do what a camera or a telescope or binoculars do. Therefore, that's how I know.
You can't zoom.
What can't?
That's how you know what?
What can't zoom?
Eyeballs.
Yeah, we can't. That's how I know.
That's how you know what?
That cameras, binoculars, telescopes are better than our eyes. They aid our eyes.
I never said they
no. I know
ways, and they aren't as good in other ways, such as the megapixel.
Okay, yeah, you're that pixel. Yeah, but the thing is that we don't see that way. So it's kind of like they were just.
What do you mean we don't see that way?
They were just kind of. Okay, go outside and look. Do you see how much you see? That's because that's how much you see. You see so much fucking more than a fucking camera does. Like
but
the
it's
camera.
also about clarity.
No, it's not. When it's talking about those pixels, it's how much you see. You see more than a camera does. I hope you do at least. You have 180 degrees. A camera doesn't.
Do you see what you're seeing? You see how much you see?
You know, if you're looking at a screen, you know, the pixel count, the higher the pixel count, the more clarity and detail you see, right?
Because the more pixels in a area, the clearer it will get.
Same area.
Okay, so
if you take a square area and put a frame around your eyeballs and look straight out, you'll see more pixels than a camera will, than any camera on the planet.
Wait, what?
Sorry, I'm back.
What did you just say?
Of course, because cameras don't project pixels; they capture them.
Oh my god!
Project them on a screen.
Right. Well, your eyes are projecting pixels on your brain.
They're not. We do not see in pixelation, Chris. Your eyes do not form boxes that all come together so you can see the world. It doesn't work that way.
They do if you play Minecraft.
God damn it! Stop it. Now you got to understand. Stop. Hang on. You got to understand that, Chris. We do not. When you look up or you're looking around, you're not seeing boxes put together to resolute an image.
Well, why did that article say the human eye sees in 500?
It was literally giving you just saying, hey, guess what? Fun fact for you. You read through it, so here's a fun fact. I can go back to it because it really came across that way. You took it like that. Yeah, you no, trust me, you're not supposed to take it that way.
I would say,
as a very keen photographer, I would say that the eye, that their 576 megapixels is
below standard.
Tosh.
Okay, it says if
the right word.
It said if the human eye were a camera, it would be 576 pixels. That's because if our eyes were, we would be able to have a 180-degree view, and a camera doesn't. That's why we'd have so many more pixels.
I could save a fortune on buffing compound when we paint if we saw in pixels.
Again, you and Max today are just random. Just random.
I'm random every day. I'm
I know. But Max is super trolling today. It's weird.
Did you look at my horn that I'm
No,
gonna get
no,
you
I
with?
didn't. I didn't even glance at it.
Damn, dude.
That sucks, huh?
It's a do-it-yourself deal. You
That's
can make
probably
it yourself at home.
that's probably why I'm not looking at it.
Oh, this thing is loud, dude.
Does anybody else here actually paint?
No, no one paints.
Didn't
I
think.
paint.
No,
You want to talk
no,
about
I
painting?
don't paint.
Well,
I
no.
don't paint because
I only use base coat, clear coat. I don't believe in freaking
Trolling.
Oh no, it's whenever we do custom paint jobs, all we're trying to do is trick the human eye because it's really easy
Oh, yeah.
to do.
What's called that?
Yeah.
The 3 colors. You know when a car drives by and it does the color change. That's your brain or your eyes tricking your brain. Your brain tricking your eyes. It's fun. I mean, that's
why you paint cars white.
or
'Cause you can't make
or those
color
paintings that seem to that appear to stare at you.
Yep, it's all tricks. It's all tricks of perspective. Is what
Yeah,
it really
it
boils down.
tricks your brain into that having that perception, which shows that your perception is not something that is just 100% accurate to go off of everything. Again, our eyes do not zoom, so therefore, their binoculars, telescopes, they're better.
unless you're using Vanta Black.
I don't know what that is, and I'm sure I don't want to.
No, it's really cool paint. It's you can't buy it. The closest you can get is Black 2.0, which is not quite it. But this Vanta Black like absorbs so much light that it hides the shape of things.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, yeah, it's
really cool.
Yeah, it's okay. I see what you're saying. Kind of gives it that. It just
it doesn't reflect. It
yes.
reflects almost no light at all.
Damn.
It's really cool shit.
Yeah.
Especially if you're really shitty at doing body work.
Trouble is, it doesn't stop it reflecting in S-band.
What does that mean? Oh, okay. Never mind. Brain fart.
That's around 3 gig. That's around 3 gigahertz. We'll still get a return off it in S-band, and yeah, you can see almost anything that's metal in S-band.
And that's all custom paint work is on these high-end cars. You are paying somebody to trick your eyes. Period.
Trickery.
Yeah. Because if everybody remembers the F-117 stealth bomber, the one that's supposed to not show up on radar,
The one that's made out of little triangles.
Yeah.
yeah, the one that's supposed to be not very the radar I used to work on could pick that up in low power mode.
Yeah. But Sean I'm going to have to go into that because I've got a great video I did years ago on that flip-flop paint and how it tricks your eye. I'm going to have to dig that back up off the laptop.
Sean, where'd you go? What are you doing?
I'm right here. I'm reading in the chat Dan's full face crap lies. We didn't even talk about the Red Bull jump. I'll just say here rather than type it. Yeah, we didn't even talk about the Red Bull jump or the ISS images that had anything to do with our conversation. So how would I have lied about it, you dumbass?
Dan's an idiot.
Yeah, Dan, literally, Dan, I go to the other channel. Actually, I uploaded it here. You can go and watch your stuff. Like, you're done. We're not talking to you. Like, you're pathetic. And I'm pretty sure the flat earthers would feel the same way if they heard how you talked about them as well.
Watch the same video with somebody else doing the voiceover. That was awesome.
And keep fucking with me, and I'll fucking upload that shit too. Sorry about that. And just so you guys know, Seek and Find and Chris, who I think left a minute just now, Dan here is the reason for it. So that's funny. So now Seek and Find's in the chat saying we don't want to be honest. I suggest you make a list of all the things that you believe we were not honest about, and then present it again. And I promise you, there's only a little dishonesty going here, and that's you guys. Not Chris. Chris didn't make any damn comments like that. I'm not talking about Chris. I'm talking about Seek and Find and Dan, the water boy.
Dan the water boy. That's awesome. I got a new meme to make tonight.
It's bad. It's ridiculous. And he's just. I'm not going to read any more of his stuff in the chat because I'm told you I'm not getting triggered on this channel anymore. It's the other channels. That's what I do at the other channel. He wouldn't know honest. He wouldn't know anything. He just likes to ramble, and now he's frustrated. I won't let him do it because I'm sorry. After upload like I made or the stream and then upload that I did on him, I don't know why you're still like I wouldn't be here. Why are you here?
Yeah.
Are you here, Dan? Dan.
He got wrecked last night.
Yeah, I got flat earthers that messaged me talking about how bad you looked. There he is. That's my man right there in Montreal. I like that guy.
Yeah, Montreal. We need some more Montreals.
A lot of this perspective stuff painters have known for years, whether it's cars, portraits, tattoo artists.
Fuck all them. Everyone hasn't realized that they had glasses and or bifocals and telescopes. Like the reason they built telescopes is because they knew their eyes weren't good enough. But apparently we're the liars.
I don't know about Matt, but my favorite part about doing custom paint is when you send a customer pictures of you wet sanding.
Hang on. And here's the best parts you can find. And I'm happy this is recorded because between you and Chris, you guys were shooting questions at me and me alone. So you can't say group panel bullshit. You and Chris were asking me questions, and you are the only bitter bitch. Chris, I don't think had any problem with what was going on here. So maybe it's you. And if we're time wasters, Dan, you can leave. You can go. What's up, Crash?
I don't know. Is Dan jealous because I could do this while I'm working, or what?
Dan is jealous because he can't get out of his chair long enough to not hit a bong load. I guarantee you right now he's hitting a bong load right now. Right now. Every time he types in the chat, he stops, takes a bong load. He's done. Now he'll probably either come on, try to get on, or he'll get out there. I don't know. So you can find if we're lying, can you let us know what? Or one second. Shout out to Stupid Lenny and his stupid vegans. Thank you, Captain Will. I do appreciate that. He says 3 guys walk into a motel joke. $1 goes missing. But yeah, it's. I would like to know what we lied about and how you fact checked it to know we were lying about it.
I didn't say y'all lied about anything.
Oh, you sure? It says. Wait. Hang on. Hang on. It says. It says. No, you obfuscate. That's the difference. You say. You said y'all don't want to be honest. So what weren't we honest about?
Oh, I've already explained.
And it says, the safety. It says the safety.
You're an honest individual?
It says, the safety of a group panel is lovely, ain't it? And then that was the problem I had because everyone in here sat quiet except for Max, who was trolling both sides. But you and Chris were asking me questions. So wait. Yeah. Me and Chris, or you and Chris, were asking me questions, and we were free flowing. It seemed pretty cool, and no one else. So if you're talking about a group, it was actually you and Chris talking to me. No one else was jumping in.
I don't think any of my questions got really answered. Like I started talking about how perspective works, and y'all started talking about.
And we started talking about how your perspective is not as good as you believe.
Okay, so I'll ask again.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
I work on the water, so I see this all the time.
Yes, you do.
Clouds on the horizon. They're not really touching the water, right?
No, absolutely not.
Right. That's a function of perspective, right?
It's a function of your perspective. Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Right. Like there's really clouds behind that, but I can't see them because I have a limitation.
You mean further out that you can't see?
Further, right. Okay. Further out.
Yeah, but so your explanation would be perception, but perception is what you see. I would say more if we're talking flat Earth, I would say more like your optical resolution isn't good enough to see past the horizon. But our horizon is the curvature. It's not your perception. It's not your,
meeting the water.
Your perception. Your perception.
Perceiving it like it's hitting the water.
But your perception wouldn't be the explanation for why you don't see the clouds past that. I'm saying if you were going to make this an argument, your argument would be the resolution of your eyes, your optical resolution would be the issue of why you wouldn't see past the clouds that appear to hit the ocean.
So you agree that it is doing that sandwich in the middle?
No,
so to speak.
I made I'm gonna make it clear. I just clarified how it would work on your idea of a flat Earth because you didn't have a good explanation for it. But as far as I'm concerned, it's the curvature of Earth that is the reason you don't see past those clouds.
Oh, so that's the curvature of the Earth. The clouds are curving around the
atmosphere.
So those clouds that I see are only like 3 or 4 miles away, Shawn.
How do you know?
It's not cloudy.
How do you know?
20 miles down.
How do you know?
20 miles out of my vision.
How do you know?
But actually, that's not the case.
The clouds that I see in my vision are local to me.
No.
Yes.
You know how far?
Due to perspective.
How far?
I don't know exactly.
Okay, then you can't make that. Okay, then you can't. You just made the statement you made the statement that you could.
Okay, so let's go to the analogy, right? I drive all the time, right? I drive miles and miles and miles. It's raining one moment and it's not raining the next moment.
Okay.
Right? So you're telling me that those rain clouds aren't local to an area?
I didn't say that.
Of course.
Okay, so when it's raining, right, and it's local to me, I see the local rain, right? But I don't see the sun shining a few miles down the road, right?
What? You go to Hawaii. Actually, no. Listen, go to Hawaii. Hey, it happens. No, listen. It happens in Hawaii all the time. Yes, you can do that.
Born in Hawaii.
Okay, then you should know that.
Anyway.
Wait, are you telling me it doesn't happen? It doesn't rain. It doesn't rain on one side and then be sunny on the other.
We're talking about making an observation
of the
water, which y'all bring up all the time. Y'all
actually
don't know how stuff can disappear bottom up.
Wait. So you can find. You just made it. See, you made the analogy. Hang on.
You don't know how to.
But you made. Okay, but can I talk? Because you're asking the questions. You made the analogy of it raining or it being you driving and it not raining and then it instantly raining. Okay, what did you make that analogy for?
Your perspective limits your eyesight, how far you can see.
Yes.
You have limitations.
No. Yes.
Things appear to sandwich in the middle of your perspective.
Listen,
that's what happens.
No. Here's the thing. No. Stop. So you can find. Can you let me talk, please? You're rambling. You're rambling, and I can't explain where you went wrong and where you went right.
So you
First of all,
disagree with that?
No, you're trying to answer for me. So stop. Again, how you're saying it is wrong, but what you're trying to say is correct. Your perception or your perspective.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Why are you cutting me off? Why are you cutting me off? I'm answering.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Answering. Okay, yeah, we're going to do this game. Cool. I'm trying to answer you, so do not cut me off. I'm answering the question. Fuck. Okay, so you keep saying your perspective. Yes, correct. Your perspective is what makes the clouds appear to touch the water. The reason why on your flat Earth you can't see past that would be the optical resolution, or Snell's law, better yet. Dude, you are not phrasing it correctly. That's the problem. That's it. You said perception. You said perception. You said perception. What are you explaining? What are you explaining? Oh, I'm gonna tell you right now. The next fucking upload I do on Truth Army is gonna be you. If you're gonna play this game, we'll play this game because everything is recorded. Remember this shit.
Excuse me, Shawn.
Yes, sir.
If you look up at a cloud that has a cloud base of 5,000 feet, and you look up at it at an angle of 5 degrees, how far away do you think that cloud? How far away do you think that cloud will be?
I have no idea. I can't think like that right now.
About 50 miles.
Okay. Well, in that case, now if I wanted to fact check that, so you can find, I could easily do a diagram, go outside, but I'm not going to say you're fucking lying.
At least I think it's about that. I would actually have to go and do the math to get it exact. And this is if it was, and that works on a That's if we are on a flat plane.
Well, that's the thing. You also said a really key word in that too, because the same thing Seek and Find keeps not realizing is that you can make that observation and you can perceive it as however you want, but to figure out its accuracy, you would then need to do the math, as Riley says.
Yeah, I mean, I know that at 0.5 degree, at 200 miles, you are on a flat plane, you would see clouds with a cloud base of 2,800 meters.
All right, I got. Hang on one second, guys.
With all due respect, Alan, I was talking to Shawn.
Hang on one second. Hey, wait. Well, first of all, he can talk. It's an open panel, but I'm going to read this super chat real quick. Thank you, Bjorn. I do appreciate that. He says, "Hey, I'm reading a super chat. Dude, why are you doing this? Stop. I'm reading something. Hang on. Damn. Hey, Shawn. Thanks for the hangout. Work day tomorrow. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Bjorn. I do appreciate the shit out of that. Seek and Find. Go ahead."
Okay, well, what does that have to do with the clouds, the distance of the altitude of a cloud with a curvature? How can you determine that there's a curvature?
Because there's going to be a difference.
Because there's obstruction.
Okay, so how high would it be the highest cloud that we could have?
Hold on, Irv. Hold on.
Doesn't even make a difference.
Let me just explain it the way I see it, and I'll mute my mic and y'all can do
perfect.
So you're making an observation over water, right? Due to your perspective, it appears to sandwich down. The clouds appear to meet the water at your eye level or around your eye level.
Up here, okay.
Maybe a little bit below it, whatever. Okay, it appears to be. It's a sandwiching effect, right?
Yes. So everything converges to the
clouds. The clouds aren't really touching the water. It's due to your eyes and the way your eyes work and the limitations of your eyesight.
Yep.
Correct.
All right. That's all I was trying to say. All right. So when you're observing, say, a boat moving away from you, right? Mm-hmm. You can see farther through the atmosphere than you can see through water at a distance, right?
Yeah.
Everybody agree with that?
Absolutely.
It depends on the perfect day. On a perfect day,
no, there's no, wait, no. Even Seek and Find. You have to stop him as well, because that last comment was bullshit.
Through the atmosphere farther than you can see.
Water. Much further.
Now, if that can't cause bottom up obstruction, y'all let me know why.
Because when you say that, you're saying that the water would be rising above the object that where it was obstructing. So it'd be obstructing because the water level came up on a flat Earth.
That didn't make sense to me.
I know, it doesn't make sense at all. So if there was obstruction and you're saying that the reason for obstruction is because the water gets in the way, then why would that means the water would have to rise above sea level?
The water is rising due to perspective. It is rising. It's not, in other words, right? When you see
perfect. Is it rising or is it appear rise? But is it arising or appearing? Which one?
Appearance of things at a distance.
Perfect.
That's what we're talking about.
Okay. So if it appears, go ahead. No, you're right.
Can I talk?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So over a distance, right? Forget the boat.
No, I'm keeping the boat.
No,
I'm keeping
the boat.
No, man, I bought the boat. I'm keeping the boat.
All right, keep the boat. It's not in your view right now. Anyway, the water appears to be close to your eye level, but we all know that water is really below your feet, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so why can't just that function cause obstruction over a distance?
Because
you're
then,
talking, like I said before, you can see through the atmosphere.
Ready?
Farther than you can see through the water.
Because then
in the middle of your eyesight.
Because then the boat would rise to your eye level as well.
It does.
No, it obstructs. We already established
that. When it rises, it goes away from you, and it meets that horizon. Once it gets to that point,
you said yourself it obstructs it. You said the water is the reason it obstructs it, and the reason for that is because it appears to rise to our eye level, which means the boat would appear to rise to our eye level, not the boat stays wherever it's at.
Once it gets to that convergence point, right, the horizon, the appearance of this horizon, which is only due to your eyesight and the limitations of your eyeball. Once it gets to that point, elevation. You can see through, right? You can see through atmosphere farther than you can see through water.
Okay, but
So
again,
maybe it'll cause
What?
extinction
yeah.
because
See, no,
yeah.
you're not. I can draw it up and put it on
Yeah,
here.
okay.
Because
So who was that? Maxwell. He said, what you can see through atmosphere.
yeah,
We're
but
talking about over a distance. Over
I'm
a
not
distance.
worrying about that. I'm worrying about your point about the boat being obstructed by
yeah,
the water due to
2,
convergence.
4,
Because
yeah.
you're the end, the very farthest thing that you're looking at that you're focusing on is a boat. So for the water to rise above the boat before it gets to the boat doesn't make any sense, because the boat would, the obstruction is the far distance, which the boat would rise up higher than the water.
Which is what I was trying to say. What you're saying, like literally what you're saying, so you can find, is that the water, because it appears to rise to our eye level when we look out at the horizon, you're then saying that the reason a boat has obstruction is because of that appearance that you see, because we know it's not. We know it's under our feet, but it appears.
Right, like the horizon.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So if it appears to rise, then the boat would appear to rise as well.
It does.
No, you said it was obstructed by
But
it.
then suddenly it disappears from the bottom up.
It appears to rise with it over a distance. It gets to a certain point. Once
And
it gets
then-
to that certain point, it keeps going further away from
Yeah,
it.
and then
start
it
to
starts getting obstruction.
Go bottom up because
That's
you can
curvature.
see farther through the atmosphere.
That's curvature. If it was
I
the other way
love that it
around,
was curvature,
okay.
Sean.
If it's flat, listen.
curvature,
If it's
all you
flat,
gotta do is
I'm gonna
rise
show
in
you.
elevation.
No, I'm
All
gonna
you
show
gotta
you.
do is rise in
I
elevation.
will show you. I will show you because you are wrong.
Mr. Seekify, can you please describe a reason why perspective would make something disappear from the bottom up at its vanishing point? That doesn't make any sense.
Again, you've already
Well, like I said, the way
you've raised it. You've raised it, and then said the boat doesn't raise. It doesn't make sense.
Sean, he asked me the question.
Yeah, but I'm engaged in this conversation as well.
All right, you answer it.
I don't need to answer it. I have.
Mr. Seekifine, I'm quite certain that you can't give me a reason that makes sense anyway. So I mean, I don't mind if Sean answers it.
So here you
I
go.
think what Seek and Find was trying to say was that since you can see farther in the atmosphere than you can underwater, the obstruction
not underwater.
No,
the obstruction of the atmosphere.
Don't listen to him. Seek and Find. I don't know why he's doing this. But listen, see this right here? That is the horizon. We're gonna pretend that is obstructed. You can't see that part of the boat, right? For the only way for that to happen, in what your eye. So say you're looking, and that's your eye. It's close to your eye level. It appears to be eye level, but we know it's not. It only appears to. Well, in the same sense, that boat should appear to.
For the horizon is because of your eyesight and the limitations.
Okay, then wait. Okay, first of all, how does the water rise above that flat Earth, flat water? How does it rise to obstruct? Because that rise that you said is an appearance. It's not really there. So you would see that boat shouldn't be obstructed. That boat should never be obstructed by it. It should actually shrink into zero. It should shrink into nothing
it's obstructed
before.
by it because you can see farther through the atmosphere than
It
you can
doesn't
through
make
water
doesn't make sense.
Makes sense to me.
How?
So how does I got a question? How does the sunset Seek and Find?
Moves away from you.
You don't. When have you ever seen that?
Hold on. So hold on. So I take we go underwater, like you said.
Yeah.
Say we go underwater. No, it's just a few seconds. We're all underwater. I'm the only one that has a light. It's dark, right? And I move away from y'all. Do you think you'll be able to see that light forever?
That light is not the sun, nor the scale of the sun.
Hold on.
Now, if you had a light, if you had a light, yeah, listen. If you had a light, and you scaled it, again, if you scaled it to the size of the Earth, to whatever object you want to scale it with, then yeah, you could use it that way. But your analogy doesn't work because your scale is too small.
So you agree that
now I agree. I didn't agree on
I'll
shit. I just explained to you how your analogy doesn't work. So don't say I agree or I disagree. I'm telling you your analogy is not correct.
So if it's disappearing farther away on the same location,
no, I'm just explaining about how the light dissipates as it gets farther away from you. We all
Yes, I
see
know what
this
you're
during sunrise and sunset. It's cooler
But
during the sunrise
if
and
that's
sunset.
the
It's
case,
hotter when it's over your head because it's getting closer to you.
but if that's the reason why your sun sets, how can I take my drone off the ground from sea level and bring the sun back 3-4 times before it goes far enough that I can't bring the sun back?
I don't know exactly what you're talking about, Crashes, but I suspect it would have to do how high you're going. I don't know, but I have a picture on my phone of somebody rising, somebody being at an elevation, and they have a telescope, I guess, and they
show it, please.
Or a P1000. I don't know what they had up in the sky, but look, listen, you can see they zoom in and you can see the sun far off, and all you see is like this little light, like bubble
If
around
I'm
the
at
sun.
sea level,
You can see it far off. It's dark everywhere else. It's dark everywhere else.
Can we see that, please?
Yeah, can you please show me?
I don't have it on my computer. I can sit here and upload it. Hold on, give me a second.
Because I would love to see someone bring the sun back into view.
Yeah, Brian, did you see Dan's from last night?
Yeah, that was retarded.
You didn't see it, Dan?
I saw only the part of Dan that I saw when I came in, where he was
Brian.
I don't even know what he was doing.
I think he was crying.
I have a question for the panel.
Yes, sir.
If light travels forever, isn't that a violation of the second law of thermodynamics, entropy?
Why?
No.
Yeah, how could?
Because
First, you'd
nothing
have to
could exist
define-
forever.
You'd have to define what forever
Yeah,
is.
it doesn't say nothing survives forever.
Well, even light year. Let's say a light year. That's an unimaginable time. You think that light could actually travel for that amount of time without dissipating?
Yes.
If it's bright enough.
I have a big issue with that.
Hey, it's bright enough, man.
We have to remember that that light technically does not have mass, so it can travel forever as long as it doesn't encounter mass.
Exactly.
The dissipation of light is simply one photon getting more distant from another photon, but no photon by itself gets diminished.
Hey, Barney, how are you?
Hello. I'm awesome. How are
Can I
you?
say something real quick while I look for this picture? I was at work the other day and I was driving to go unload this boat, and the sun was above the horizon. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning, and the sun was above the horizon. You know, I'd say it's like, I don't know, 25, 30 degrees above the horizon, and I could stare right at it, man. It's nice and cool. It's in the morning. I could stare right at this thing. I could see the circle of the sun, staring right at it. You know, because it's
Don't stare directly at the sun; you'll hurt
but
your eyes.
it wasn't. Look, look, Barney. Do you agree that when it's over your head, it's harder to look at? You can't
Yes.
stare at it when it's over your head.
Of course.
Right.
If it's
Also,
more
you
than
shouldn't
a
be staring at the damn
degrees
thing
off
in
the
the dark.
horizon, you should never
Of
look at
course,
it.
y'all gonna say it's because of the angle, but I believe it's because it's getting closer to you, and it's harder to look at it, and you get most of the heat when it's closer to you. I mean, that just makes sense.
Oh, it's
At the
due
10th
to the
hour.
cross section of the atmosphere that the light goes through. How much of the light gets dissipated? It's the same reason why it becomes redder as it approaches the horizon.
Hey, guys.
All of the high energy blue light gets dissipated away by Rayleigh scattering, and as more and more of the atmosphere is between you and the sun, less and less of the sun's energy and light actually gets to you.
And
It
that's
gets
exactly.
converted into the blueness of somebody else's sky.
Hey, I put a link into the chat here about how the sound pad works on our beautiful stationary flat Earth. And keep in mind that the observations that we did.
I'm
This
not
is
going to listen to a damn thing he's saying until you stop using the ASMR voice.
This is what's going on. We already did a videotape of exactly what's going on. That the sun is a personal. You can see it, but it is personal to yourself, just like a rainbow is personal. The location, the parallax.
Hey, yes, you can find you running with that one too.
What did you say, Sean?
I said you run with that one
there's a
too.
link of it that you could choose. That you could link
really
and
listening.
educate
I'm
yourself.
I'm
I'm
trying
gonna
to
have
find
to
Jump off
report
the
that
demonic
link.
spirit
my bad.
this section.
I'm gonna
I
have
got
to
so many
report
damn
that link as
screenshots
to
on my
terroristic
phone, man.
activities to YouTube.
I'm gonna have to ask that you guys both stop trolling.
Who, me?
No. Max and Earth.
So let me ask y'all something just real quick, man. Just a real quick question, man. It could be yeses and nos, man. Y'all could just fly by this real quick.
Or we can just break down.
Can we get this level
yeah.
thing under the bed?
Oh, you don't
please?
remember this picture? Oh, man, I was just looking at this picture and I was thinking of you.
Level and flat are synonymous, yes?
Nope.
No.
Synonymous.
No.
Why
Not
not?
the same. Not the same. Just synonymous. Y'all don't agree with that?
I'm gonna.
Can you
no.
have a
They're
flat
not the same.
vertical
They're
thing?
not synonymous.
Hey, what about
Hey.
level?
Seek and
What
find.
about
Seek and find. Can you have a flat vertical thing?
can you have a tilted
Whoa,
level
whoa. Answer. Can
thing?
you?
If I tilt something, is it level, Barney?
He's asking the same question. You
Tilted, right? The earth is tilted,
just
right?
asked him the same fucking question.
Right. I'm asking it back to you. Can something be level and tilted at the same time? Because
What
y'all
the-
said it is now forget the curvature being level, which is just retarded. Y'all saying that it's curved, right?
Oh my
and
God.
It's tilted.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how is it level?
It is never tilted.
I don't have the ability to explain how stupid you are.
Hey, whoa. Relax. Brian, relax.
It is.
Wait, hang on, see if fine. Guys, hang on.
Gravity.
Brian, calm down, man. Calm down.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go on mute.
Please wait. He triggers me too, but he's not the type of person that I want to be disrespected though. I do kind of like him a little bit still.
Sure, you can have tilted levelness if you were to observe a level on the other side of the planet, you would observe a tilted level.
So if we use a water level and we tilt it, is it still level?
It is if it's on a certain part of the
No,
earth.
it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, he's asking.
The third time that I personally heard Seek and Find arguing this point, and the second time Chunji was really triggered about it. I'm just saying.
No, because what it does.
Hey, what up, man? Unblock me.
When he explains something, he's playing. It's not even the gotcha moment, because to play the gotcha moment, you have to have an understanding of what your gotcha. He's playing word games, and what he wants to do is make you say,
How's that word game?
Oh, I can tell you right now. You're playing
that this motherfucker is a sphere and it's level and it's tilted.
Yep.
That's true. If you were in the United States and you looked over to China at a level, your observation with your Superman vision would see a tilted level.
That doesn't make any sense. That's only Blood Zombie song.
Oh wait. That doesn't make sense, but a personal son does, huh?
Yes.
Rainbow.
Yes, it does. Because I'm giving you a scientific
how about
evidence
this?
right there. I
Okay.
put a link and the scientific
Seek and
evidence of
find.
it. And it's up to you if
Do
you want to
Seek and find? Do you want to talk to him about? You want to talk to a fellow flat earther about that one?
About what?
About the locals, about personal sons.
Well, I do the personal dome. That's what.
No. Personal son.
Personal dome.
Son.
You have a limitation.
Son. The personal son. Yeah.
That's right. The personal son, we have the evidence right there.
Where?
It's a link if you choose
No,
to
I'm
pick
not
it.
watching. It's not. If it's a YouTube link, it's not proof.
Okay, well then you stay on your freaking ignorance. Then,
You're
brother,
right.
because that
Hey,
is genuine evidence that we
Seek
did
and find.
a scientific experiment. We did a scientific experiment.
Seek and find. Why don't you go
and we
check that out?
mapped the path of the sun.
No, you didn't.
You want to
You
ignore
should-
that ignorance?
you should,
stay ignorant.
Hey, Seek and find. You should check out his video and tell us what you think.
I'm still waiting on an explanation for multiple sunsets. From
I'm
any
still
flat-
waiting to see your P900. Not seeking find. Earth is seriously flat.
First of all, the
I
path
never
of the
claimed that I had
sun.
a peanut hand.
Yes, you
anyway,
did.
anyway,
Yeah, you did.
I am giving you evidence of our scientific experiment where we
Who's
located,
our?
we triangulated
Sound like Dan
all
now.
of ours, all of the flat earthers. We did
Oh,
an
the
experiment.
flat earther?
The Earth, we replicated.
All of Seek and find. Seek and find. Were you there?
No, but we got the evidence right there on the video. Click on the link, and you can see that the sun has its own personal location.
You're ranting now, Earth.
Guys, Sean, this is an FE core experiment that he
Oh
showed.
my
Those light
God.
sensitivities.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Yeah, I saw this one.
There's
too.
multiple people in the process of debunking
Epicor
that.
is a hero on Flat Earth. What are you talking about?
Oh, you're
This is all science.
Oh,
It's
come on,
all
this,
science.
this
You don't
is
see
this is just
Globe zombies doing
begging for
scientific
the
experiments.
question.
yeah,
Do you?
Earth,
Well, did you
Earth.
do the experiment yourself?
Yeah, Earth, you need to calm down.
Yes, do that.
Wait.
Eric, you have to remember that.
No,
You have to remember
I'm just
that
having fun
Earth,
pointing out the obvious. I don't see
Earth,
you
you have to
Globe
remember
zombies doing any
Earth,
scientific experiments.
Earth.
Asked how I could record multiple sunsets on the same day from the same location with my drone on a flat Earth, and nobody
Let's
gives
not
me
Because
the
it works
answer.
on a flat Earth. Because you're on a flat Earth.
It doesn't
It's a
work on a
big
flat Earth.
infinite plane, bro.
That is an enormous begging the question. It works on a flat Earth because you're on a flat Earth. That's a huge begging the question.
It
That's
doesn't
right.
work. That's the
Have you
whole
seen any
problem.
horizon?
That
I
doesn't
see
work.
plenty of
Earth.
horizon.
The Earth is not stationary. The sun is stationary to our observation.
No.
The
The
sun is
sun
not
travels
Yes,
at
yes, it
50
stationary.
is.
degrees per hour.
The sun is not stationary.
Have you ever
It's
paid
stationary
attention?
to our relative
No. Have
to
you ever
us.
paid
It's
attention to
stationary
sundial?
to us.
Nope.
Never
It's not
paid
even.
attention to
It's not even
sundial.
Oh my
stationary to
God!
that.
It's stationary to our
That's how you
frame of
know that the
reference.
sun is moving at
What
50
the hell?
degrees per hour.
Hey,
That's how
Earth,
you get
Earth,
24 hours.
stop
a
talking
day.
over people. And Maxwell, you
They're
too.
just making a point. They're not recognizing
No.
that what's
But
moving is the sun
your
at 15
point,
degrees per
listen,
hour.
your point does not need to be made talking over people because it's in my ears and I don't want to hear it.
Let's also not forget that Earth linked us. Sorry, go ahead, Crashes.
I would like Earth to explain how if the sun sets.
Why? Stop asking me Earth questions because he's not here for fucking real shit.
Or anybody.
Yeah, please.
I'll answer you. I'll answer you. No
Then
problem.
no more
You don't
trolling.
want to hear the
Listen,
truth. That's the
no
problem, Sean.
more trolling.
Okay?
Listen, Earth,
It's
we've
not
had
trolling,
Earth,
telling the truth. It's not
Earth,
trolling,
we've
brother.
had this talk before. No more
No,
trolling.
we haven't.
Yes, we have.
haven't.
Stop trolling. Period. Go. Yeah, let's say when
Who's
you're not
going?
trolling it up.
I want to hear what
Is
Barney has to say.
wait, is
that
fucking
the sun
Dan
is
here? What
not
the hell is
stationary.
that?
The sun is
I wonder
not
what-
stationary.
It's stationary to our frame of reference.
No.
To what is our frame of reference? To my frame of reference, the sun is moving in the sky.
Not me.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah?
not me either. We're
To
moving around it.
which frame of reference is it stationary? Like if you're talking about a gravitational solar system frame of reference, in the solar system frame of reference, the sun is not stationary. It is orbiting the barycenter.
That would be a galactic. That would be a galactic solar frame of reference, not a solar system.
In a galactic frame of reference,
solar system.
in a galactic frame of reference, it is orbiting around Sagittarius A. In the solar system, it is orbiting around the barycenter.
Yeah, there's actually a very small radius by which the sun actually does go around.
Yeah, actually, doesn't the sun orbit everything? Or right, the moon orbits us, and we orbit the moon. I know
What's
this
this
is going to be more
called? The
advanced than Seek and Find,
Barycenter.
right? But I'm right, though, right?
BARY.
Matter of fact,
center.
I know I'm right because
Yeah,
Barney
see-
showed that
see,
shit to
that's-
me. I
That's why
retained
like you,
it,
Sean.
Barney.
I learned something new every day. Thanks.
Yeah, but I retained that, Barney. I remembered that, and I didn't even try.
Now I gotta find out what the hell this is.
Hey Sean, I'm about to go, man, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna find this picture for. I know I got it on my phone
Okay.
somewhere, but I'm trying to get it from my phone to my computer.
Okay, no worries, no
And
worries.
I got like hella screenshots.
Yeah, I know,
So
I know what's
I'm gonna
going
find
on.
it, man. I'm gonna send it to you on your because I'm on your
Discord.
Discord.
Yeah.
So
Okay, no problem.
I got you, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for the platform.
Yep.
I know I get excited, but I believe the Earth is flat. Y'all believe it's spinning. You know, I think
And
it's a
you're more
good
than
conversation.
you're more than welcome to come on to discuss it, and we'll dispute it every time. But it'll be
I
fun.
still think you lying, Sean. I still think you lying.
To each their own. Define lie.
I just wanted to thank Barney for the math a couple weeks ago because that video will be coming out as soon as I get conditions that don't interfere with that experiment.
Yeah, actually, matter of fact, I gotta get ready to get you going, guys, because I got football practice today. So that is kind of a good segue out. So you can find you're more than welcome to come on here, man. You know that. Brian, I wasn't attacking you. I feel the same way, but I put it. He's not a chemo. That's the thing. That's the only difference. But
No, I'm just teed up today, man. I'm sorry.
Oh
That's
no,
my
no, no,
bad.
no, no. But that's why I said something. That's it. That's all the reason I said, because I actually I got respect for you, and I could tell, and it was more of a hey, whoa, don't go too far because you don't need to. Trust me, you don't at all. He's a little fish. he's low hanging fruit. Trust me. Trust
I got
me.
a question for Barney now on this.
Go ahead.
So this barycenter is the center of all mass in our solar system, which is basically it's just basically the wobble caused by all of the mass that's not a perfect orbit that is created by all of this mass, correct?
It's a
like
complex orbit, but it is a perfect orbit. Let's take a simpler system. Let's take the moon and the earth, right? The gravity is a reciprocal force. Every force is a reciprocal force. So as the earth pulls on the moon pulls on the earth with the exact same force in the opposite direction. So as the moon is falling towards and around earth, so the earth is falling towards and around. So in respect to the earth, wait. In respect to earth, the barycenter is actually inside earth. It is not at the center of the earth, but it is inside earth. With respect to the sun,
the barycenter of earth would also include other things, just like the whole solar system is included with the sun, but it would include the most closest objects like Earth, Mars, whatever.
When you take the barycenter of the sun is actually outside of the sun. There is a point around which the sun is orbiting, which is not inside its.
You mean the gravity well?
The what? You guys have your lies keep expanding.
Your face is too close to the TV or to the screen.
You know what? You guys universe is all about your expanding lies, brother.
No, Barney, am I correct in what I was saying?
The center of the sun.
So every mass has its own gravity well, but yes, the barycenter is the local minimum of their combined gravity wells.
So what happens
the barycenter is basically the now you make me lose thought.
The intersection of gravity wells.
Yeah, it's the
That's a good layman way of saying it.
It's the wobble.
Are you tipsy, Barney? Hang on. You talk a lot, Max. Max, hang on. Are you tipsy? Are you tipsy, Barney?
Am I tipsy?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you seem giggly. It's like I thought you were tipsy.
I'm enjoying myself immensely. I'm having the best day of my life. Well,
awesome.
Not of my life, but I'm having the best day of this year, let's say.
Yes, talking about the spinning balls indoctrination is a lot of fun because
and there's so many flat earthers in here spewing so many different things that I gotta giggle.
I got final thoughts to say before I get out of here.
Actually, go ahead. I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. And if you talk over Earth seriously flat, it makes it better.
Just 1 minute. First of all, if you missed the after show, using Jose Flip Flop channel, Sleeping Warrior, Arwin, and Ali B was there, along with a bunch of other people, and it was glorious. It's a lot of good stuff. And now, as a disclaimer, Sleeping Warrior called me just a little while ago. He said, "Hey, Jose, I was wrong. They were right. You guys were right about the square in between the parentheses and the other formula. You guys were talking about two formulas, and he was insisting that it was wrong. It was two different formulas, and he said, yeah, I was looking it up, and I had to concede that you guys were right, and in the next show, he's going to jump in to give you his take on it, where he was mistaken, so he was good. Last thing I want to say, Earth is a sphere. We live in a heliocentric system. Everything works
beautiful.
It's not
heliocentric.
Whoa.
It's barycentric.
Hey, man, it's his turn. If he's wrong, he's wrong. Because guess what? I'm gonna crush him on it.
But wait, let me let it out. If Earth is 1,000 pieces puzzle, this is a quick analogy. 10 more seconds. Let's say we are missing 4 pieces on that 1,000 pieces puzzle. We can look at the whole thing and we can see how everything works. I can just trash those 4 pieces and not even look for them. Now, flat Earth is the 4 pieces only. They think they got the full picture, but put the 4 pieces in the table. What you got? You ain't got shit, man. Thank you very much.
Hey,
Awesome.
that was probably the best analogy ever. Holy shit, that was great. Barney,
Keep
Brian?
in mind that he was never a real flat earther.
Yeah,
That was a fake flat
you're not a
earther.
flat earther either. I've already debunked you, remember?
Yeah,
Yeah, lunar eclipses.
I'll tell you what. I already explained you about flat earth, what it's all about. What
is flat earth
the
about?
beginning
Tell me
to
what flat
jump into convex earth. The earth is convex.
Okay, then why don't you argue with who's on the panel?
I'm giving you a glovortion.
No. Why don't you? No.
Convex does not mean it's
Why
globe,
aren't you
brother.
trying to?
So
Why
I'm
aren't
giving
you
a
listen?
glovortion.
Why aren't you converting flat earthers to convex then?
It's look, I'm not gonna jam it into everybody's throat. It takes time, it's individual.
All right. Yeah. Earthers, go ahead, say your final words, man. You gotta get out of here.
Use some lube and appropriate timing,
Yeah.
the right foreplay.
Yeah.
That's right. Exactly.
Okay.
You don't just jump off the demonic spinning ball deception just because, somebody told you to. No, you got to do your own experiments. And when you realize that gravity, the bitch you blame for everything, has nothing to do with levitation or atmospheric gradients or magnetic, keep preventing the vacuum of space from sucking, then
Okay. Thank you. Mute yourself, please. Thank you, Earth. Thank you. Those are your final words. Thank you, sir. Thank you. When I finish and you guys can continue this conversation. Anybody else got anything to say besides Max?
I have never
What
seen
the
such
hell?
a
Why do
field
you
as
call me out?
Because you've been trolling the whole time, you asshole.
No, I don't.
What the fuck?
I got to give it to
Hey,
Earth.
we
Seriously,
wouldn't
that was
have
an
gotten
amazing
Berry
field.
Center out of this whole deal.
Yeah, I got to give it to Earth. That was an amazing field of scarecrows that he just set up there. I mean, that was strawman as far as the eye could see.
That's why once you get to that point, I'm like, he has to keep going because it's amazing when if he just goes on the. I bet you have the best rants if no one's watching.
I literally, for an instant, had a mental image of, like there are corn rows and there's a single scarecrow in the middle of it. No. There are fields and fields of scarecrows and a single piece of corn in the middle of it.
That's exactly what I thought in my head.
I'm kind of scared right
I
now.
wouldn't want to go into that field.
Kind of scared. All right.
Hey, Barney, that observation I'm getting ready to do with my scaled down solar system. At what point does that start getting?
You guys are asking questions, and I gotta go. So I was doing final call. So everyone that had something to say, you guys good?
Don't forget to look at my fog.
I don't want to talk to you. You're not allowed to talk. You're trolling today, Maxwell. Stop. No.
Can't troll. Troll.
No. I'm gonna pop you on your nose. Pop or pow. Anyway, Barney, I am honored. Thank you for coming by and saying what's up on your vacation.
You're welcome.
Alan, always a pleasure. I know you. I heard you try to get in there a few times, but sometimes they're a little overwhelming. Sometimes you just gotta stop talking and listen and just let them crush themselves.
Yeah, sometimes the stupid gets so stupid that you can't even really reply to it.
Yeah, it's just back. That's kind of, you guys kind of heard me do it about 20 minutes ago. I was like, alrighty, we're circle
every
3.
time a flat earther has a question, you guys come up with the most ingenious expanding lie ever.
Okay,
that is incredible.
I have not told a single lie.
Yeah, that's the best part about it. Alan, don't even defend yourself. He's a troll. I'm gonna get out of here, guys.
No, I'm not trolling. Your Globe Diarrhea is amazing.
But I would do a live stream like I did last night for you. But you don't even have a P900, even though you keep saying you do. So I don't know. I don't know.
All I'm saying is you blame gravity, the BH for everything. Let me ask you one thing seriously, Shannon. Let's say What is it that supports, maintains our atmospheric pressure?
Gravity.
The gradient.
Gravity.
Where does the magnetic field starts working?
Why did you just ask me that?
Why Earth?
No. Both of you. I'm leaving. Does anybody else want to say anything?
I want to say something.
No, you're fuck you. I don't care.
Just, I got some new stuff coming up later this week that I'm working on. There'll be videos and not hangouts, but I got some stuff. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll keep your arrows with that.
4 pieces of the puzzle. 4 pieces and 2 are broken. Holy shit.
And we're going to end on that,
All
guys.
your pieces are broken. Tell me one globe.
All right. That panel would never end if I didn't do that, so I had to. I do appreciate the guys that were on here. Today was a fun day. So you can find. Thank you for coming on. We have our issues, but it's always good to talk to an old friend, even though you're wrong. And no, you're not even wrong. You just don't understand it as well as you think you do. I'll be on tomorrow, maybe on tonight, who knows. But regardless, I got some stuff I want to research, so I will be bringing that up pretty soon. And with that said, guys, over here it'd be peace, love, and harmony. But if you see the truth soldier around, watch out.